Yo, what's up, guys? We are live. For those of you guys that were in the Discord, I apologize. I took a little longer than I said I would. This was last minute. For those of you guys that are joining in later on, not during the live, clearly later on as a recorded video almost. Um, Welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, like, comment, subscribe. All of that still matters, even on a recorded video that was live. Yeah, subscribe for sure if you enjoy the content. If you're enjoying just my personality, just me talking, yeah, appreciate it. And of course, Discord is always in the description. If you have some kind of an issue trying to click the Discord, it might mean that I have to refresh it at times, which is fine. Channel membership is up, which is a cool thing too. Yeah, man, enjoy. TCG market data. What's going on, bro? What's up, man? I decided last second to go live instead of making a video. I got home late. I was hanging out with the family. Had a great time. Actually, I was away for the weekend. I got a video out early yesterday, which I know you saw. But I was gone after that for the weekend. I came back today at like 7:30 p.m. I got back. Grabbed 8 booster bundles of Ascended Heroes. What's up, Sensei? What's up? What's up? Roxy, what's going on, man? What's up, guys? How you guys doing? I did get my Ascended Heroes booster bundles from the Pokemon Center. That was cool. I did rip them, every single one. I'm not gonna lie, and I guess I could show you guys the results as well. Just bought a Gengar shirt, so we are going to match soon. Nice, nice. Bro, I've gone to random places with one of my Gengar shirts. Like I have two, right? And I plan on getting more, just because I'm always thinking about like allocating like money where like every little bit matter, like it just does, right? Whatever money you make, where you spend it matters. So I think to myself, do I want to buy I don't know, a booster box, or do I want to buy a shirt just to enjoy for the channel and for myself? um but I have two Gengar shirts. I have one with the black outline of Gengar, white one, and then I have that tank top that I love to wear, the black tank top with the Gengar on it. And every time I wear it outside, I get some kind of a compliment. Everybody's like, "Cool shirt," like like always, or like, "Oh my god, I like that shirt. Where'd you get it?" All right, so show the hits. I will. I will gladly show the hits. So in the first box, the first booster bundle. In the first booster bundle, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset. I'll show you guys real quick. In the first two booster bundles, we got this. Hold on. This is all we got in 2 booster bundles, guys. The first 2 booster bundles is all I got. My initial idea was, if I rip 2 booster bundles, I pull a hit, it pays for all the booster bundles. I could sell off the hit that I don't like, hoping that I get a hit that's valuable that I don't like, and just buy more booster bundles and replace the ones that I opened, and it should be more valuable than the booster bundles that I already have, so I can get more, right? That sucked. And I had 2 booster bundles left. And I always tell you guys, like, I like enjoying the hobby in every single way. There's guys, it's the funniest thing. Guys that don't know me come to the channel and complain and call me like all kinds of things, a scalper, or I'm what's wrong with the hobby. Bro, you have no idea. Mario, what's going on, bro? Welcome, man. I appreciate the support, man. I definitely notice it. Thank you. Sensei, I sent my girlfriend to GameStop to get 2 booster bundles, and she came back with EX boxes. I had to act like I wasn't. You know what's funny? I often have my fiance order from Pokemon Center for me because she's at home, and I feel like being on the computer, like it's so much easier to connect to the site and not have issues. Like I've had more issues on my phone than on the site, so I have her do that. But I make sure I send her pictures and I tell her exactly what it's named, and then I tell her exactly like there's going to be 2 ETBs, there's going to be a booster box, get all of that. Like booster bundles, get it all. I make sure because she doesn't know. So then I opened the next 2 booster bundles because I said, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this hobby. I'm going to enjoy this hobby, and I'm going to rip this thing because it's so hard for me to get Ascended. It's so hard for anyone to get Ascended Heroes. at MSRP, especially because the secondary prices make it so hard, right, to like justify actually buying them and ripping them, right? So then I got these EXs plus I also pulled the Charizard Y, right? The EX, which I love it. I love the texture on it. I also pulled, well, with my fiance, we both ripped. We also pulled the Team Rockets Doug Trio. Really cool card. Like, I actually love this card. I think it's such a cool card, really underrated. It's actually really cheap right now. I think it's like 11 bucks, maybe less. I could be wrong. We'll look at it together. Then I also pulled the SIR Mega Halucha. What do you guys think about that? So if I were to be able to have this in a PSA 10 right now, it would pay for the booster bundles. It would be exactly what I wanted, which is to get a card I don't like, greater than a 10, which just looks like it will be a 10. And I think it's worth like $450 right now in a 10, which would be sick. I could buy more booster bundles than I had, even with secondary market prices, right? And I also pulled the Gengar Mega Attack Rare. Now, this card is not a 10 contender. It is very like heavy on one of the two sides. It's hard with the glare here, but it's not a 10 contender, which sucks. But I do have another copy that I got off of eBay well before it boomed to 100 for $50. And that one is a very good 10 contender. So yeah, I had fun opening it, man. I'm so glad that I pulled stuff. The only problem is that I want to get it graded at PSA, right? Because I had so many discussions with you guys and different people about grading. Let me send the link. I forgot to send the link to to the Discord. But yeah, I've had so many conversations with you guys about grading, and I do want to grade with something other than PSA because PSA just seems a little, I don't know. They feel scammy to me, right? They just feel scammy. They take really long. Um, so it's a little odd in the sense like I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. But at the same time, like it's PSA is the one company that everybody's sticking with. Like they don't want to side with anyone else. And so for that reason, it makes me feel like I should just do it with them. But it sucks, man. I don't want to wait 6 months. Um, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Please let me know in the chat while I send this link to the Discord. Um, let me know, man, because I sent the wrong. Why do I always do that? I always send the wrong link to the chat, to the Discord. Oh my goodness. Man. Let me just get this done real quick. Hopefully this thing isn't acting funny. Sometimes when I do this, like it like makes the um stream lag when I start messing around with YouTube's studio. There we go. That's it. All right, cool. We're here. So yeah, that's where I'm stuck with when it comes to that. I really do want to grade that halucha, and I'll show you guys that it's what it's worth at a PSA 10. Since she did her best, at least she bought something. Yeah, she tried. You can't, you can't. It's almost like sending a kid into a store and hoping that he gets you, you know, that like 10-watt light bulb with like a specific kind of lighting, like not the yellow but the white. you hope he gets the right. That's almost the same thing. It's tough. Open 2 bundles. One was an era one with 7 packs. Oh, that's cool. An emotional roller coaster. That's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool. You had some kind of luck. My GameStop is literally overflowing with perfect order. Of course they are, and I bet you they're overpriced and they're gonna regret it. You know, I wish this market, and I'm gonna make a video about the state of the market because of all the comments that I constantly get. Like, if this market wasn't so euphoric, right? Like people wouldn't sit here and say, I'm gonna buy all their booster bundles, even though they're at $90 because it's gonna go up. Like, how do you know it's gonna go up? Like, of course, Ascended Heroes is a great set and all that, but like how long will you actually be around with Ascended Heroes? Like, will you stick around? Like they say this all the time. Most people do not stick around. What is the time that people stick around for usually before they leave? Is it 6 to 18 months, something like that? And then they leave. They don't actually stick around for all that time they say they would. Um, So you might be at a loss. You could be here in the next year where Pokemon pulls back incredibly and you don't have any risk tolerance. Your risk tolerance is low. And then you want to back out and now you got to sell at a loss. It can happen. It happens to a lot of people. Sometimes the situation, their personal lives actually impact them. So if this market wasn't so euphoric, people could say, you know what? I'm not buying from GameStop. I'm not buying from you. I'm not buying this booster bundle at $90. I'm not buying this ETB at $100. We know the deals you guys get with Destroy and all that. People could really say that. They can, but this market is so euphoric that it's just not going to happen. Perfect Order will sit there clearly because people can get better deals outside of GameStop, but anything else, Prismatic, uh, Ascended Heroes, Chaos Rising coming, people are going to buy it. I promise you. Destined Rivals, anything decent or good is gone, which is crazy. I did tell her, bro. She still sold me. I'm so sorry that your girl sold you, bro. But it's hard, man. It's hard to expect her to get something like really good. It's tough. But I do expect some kind of failure at times. I know how to maneuver the Pokemon Center website, right? I know that whenever I do it, it's happened once and I learned from it. I don't get kicked out from the website if I'm on a computer, right? But my fiance, for example, for Phantasmal Flames, clicked around a little too much, got the two ETBs, clicked around a little more, and it made it seem like she was a bot, right? So it completely kicked out of the website, and we didn't get the booster box, right? That happened with that, and then there was another time that it happened again. I think it was can't remember. It could have been the second drop with the Ascended Heroes. Let's go. Yeah, it was a W. I got some decent pulls. I'm not gonna lie. I keep saying it. Anyone who tells you Ascended Heroes is an easy pull rate set is a lie. That is a straight up lie. I know everybody knows Team Rocket Joey said it for a while, but it is not true whatsoever. What do you do with your off center cards? Honestly, I just stack them for now, right? But I am considering, like, this is literally a thought I had 2 hours ago. I thought about, like, I have a lot of playable cards as well, EXs and all that kind of stuff that people do use. I'm considering bunching them all up together, giving them to an LGS and just giving them at a percentage and just taking that as store credit and use it for whatever. So I am considering that. I don't know exactly what else I want to do with it. I can, for example, I could start my eBay store. I could start my eBay store and start listing things there. Maybe people will buy there. I could start a TCG player thing there, but it is a different, I guess, hassle. Like, I don't know how to exactly categorize that, but it will get a little more difficult. You will do a lot more work when you start selling on eBay and TCG player. It's just another task, another job. Because I know for a fact that I have a lot of stuff that I can sell off on eBay, right? I got packs, I got singles, I got like a lot of singles, I got Japanese singles. So I know, and I've already thought about that. That's something that can be in the works later on down the line. But right now, possibly with at least the playable cards and those cards that I don't like, possibly move them that way. It is a thought of mine for sure. Fino, what's going on, bro? Gang, what's good, y'all? We are good, bro. We are good. Sunday night, chilling, having a good time. DJ, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you for being here. Last minute thing, right? Thank you for being here, guys. I like the market the way it is, full of suckers. Listen, man, it's so crazy. Reverend Rips, what is going on? This guy is still killing it with the grading. Grim, the hit rate is wild. I refuse to open my bundles. The hits are hard to, right? The pull rates aren't good, but the gem rate, right? Let me pull up that site. Let's see where it's at right now, because it's constantly like updating. Let's see what the Collectrix website says about Ascended Heroes gem rate. It's still, guys, it's still at 66% gem rate, Ascended Heroes. So that means the majority of the cards that you pull will be 10 worthy, right? Which is pretty wild. You don't see that often, guys. We're used to this stuff down here, guys. Like Mega Evolution, I said it once before. You get anything you don't like, grade it, send it off. Phantasmal Flames has that cutoff at 50 right now. But look at what we're used to. Destin at 45, Black Bolt 45, Temporal 42, White Flare 41, Paladin Fate still in the 40s. As we get lower, Paradox Rift 36, Surging 34, Journey 31, Paldea 31, Prismatic 30, 151 basically 30, 28.5 and 25.3. This is what we're used to down here, guys, right? This is what we're used to. We're at 6. This is crazy. That's what made it worth me opening those bundles. Now I want to get rid of that Halucha as soon as possible. I want to grade it, and hopefully the market at the time, depending on what I do, is still there. Now, I did buy this card, like I was saying before. Like, I don't want to make this about that. I don't want anybody to make it about that. When my brother passed, right before he passed, I was gonna start buying up this card, and it was at $50. I bought a copy at $50. This says 70 right here, but it was around this time in February. I bought one at 50, and I was going to start accumulating them, buying them at $50. So I knew they were going to take off. It's a Gengar card. It's the one card that people weren't exactly having their eye on. They were looking at the SIR, of course. So I was going to start targeting this one. Not only this one, also the Japanese one. So I had bought, I think, 2 Japanese for $30 each, and I had bought one of these at 50. And that one is a great 10 contender, and it's $630 out of 10, which is wild. So honestly, I don't mind grading this one as well, like the one I bought, and selling it at 630. Wild. I have another one that I pulled. It's off center. It's cool. I'll have the card for my collection. I love the card. I don't need it in a 10. It's for my collection, for me to just stare at. I don't need it in a 10. Right? This is how I feel about these things. I think this is how people should try to feel about these things. I did pull this though. What is this out of 10? This is $300 out of 10. This is $300 out of 10. Guys, this EX is $300 out of 10. That's wild. That's just criminal. Who is selling it? Who is buying this out of 10? That is crazy. That's crazy. Guys, please tell me, am I crazy? Why is this $300 out of 10? We have various sold listings. 250, 300, 400, 400, no way. No way. Stop it. Let me this is what I'm saying, guys. That is like a crazy indicator of that. It's just an EX, not hard to pull. EXs, like I said, for my pull rate video that I did, it's 1 in every 5 packs. It's not hard to get this Charizard. And we already spoke about it. Gem rate, 66%. Ascended Heroes. That is wild. That's crazy. I don't know if any of you guys knew that, but maybe you guys can pick up on it. If you guys ripped any Ascended, that's a play. If people are going to actually buy at that price, that is wild. But here's the Halucha, $71 raw on price charting. Once again, doesn't include condition, but this should be relatively close. The cards are new. In a 10, it's $440. That pays for every single booster bundle that I ripped, which was 4 and more. So I could easily send this one off. I could send off the Gengar, and I'm at 1,000 if it sells for those prices. $1,000. 1K off of those 2 cards. This is why, like, I understand the long-term process of all this, like I want to hold long-term myself, right? But at the same time, when I look at a set like Ascended Heroes, it is a long-term hold. It's also something to rip, in my opinion. If you get something, look, Doug Trio, $13, $320 in a PSA 10 is mine. I think I remember mine looked really good. No, I didn't. It's not good. It is off center. But 320, not hard to pull either. The IRs are pretty decent hit rate. Pretty crazy actually. Wow, I can't believe that Charizard, that EX. I'm just trying to see if there was anything else that I pulled that was worth anything. I can't remember if I pulled anything any other day. No, I didn't. Because I haven't ripped too much Ascended either. But yeah, pretty crazy to see that. These cards are still continuing to skyrocket, which is pretty wild. Reverend Rips has this card right here. I think he just got this in a 10. Guys, look at what this guy, Reverend Rips, he's in the chat. Sorry, let me go through the chat a little more because it looks like I'm forgetting to just talk to everybody. I always forget the comments, and then I fall behind so far. It's crazy. Yes, Grim, what's going on? Pokebunks, what's up, brother? Welcome. Thank you for being here. The hit rates of Ascended Heroes is better than Prismatic, but not significantly. EXs are pulled way too much. They are. They're 1 in 1. They're 1 in 5 packs. But to be honest, almost every single set is 1 in 5 packs. Destined Rivals, Phantasmal Flames, Black Bolt White Flare. Every single one that I did a pull rate video for Mega Evolution, EXs were 1 in 5 packs. Prismatic is just a whole different thing, man. Prismatic, instead of having IRs, all they did was give you Pokeballs. So if you do rip Prismatic, you will pull a lot of Pokeballs, a lot of trainers, a lot of full art trainers. That's what they replace all the illustration rares with. So it's not that you don't get hits, it's just not the hits we want or value. So that's really the problem there with Prismatic. What is the best Pokemon box to get at the moment? Pokemon box, you mean as an ETB, booster box, collection box? Let me know. We'll look at it together, actually. Start vending. I am considering that. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of fun when I finally do that. I need to know how to set up exactly because I've never done it. Like, I don't even know. Like, I was actually thinking about this today as well. For example, do they provide the tables? Do you bring your own table? Like, I think that they provide the tables and they set you up wherever they put you. I did see somebody talking about tables at shows being botted, believe it or not. I did see something about tables at shows being botted and then being sold at a higher price, which is wild. That is like insane to me for that to happen. Actually, Opossum Bud was making fun of somebody who was a vendor slash scalper in his eyes. He was just laughing at that situation because he's like, look, now you feel like us. All the stuff you guys buy before we do with bots and sell it to us at market price. And now you're getting it at market price. You know what I mean? Because it's whatever cost or whatever they deem is valued at that table, which is crazy. But I would like to start vending. I'm not gonna lie. I would actually do some vending POV if I could. I would, of course, have interactions. If I could do it live too, that'd be sick. I would do that. People are swayed by all the god packs that are posted. They don't fall frequent. One guy, 200 packs without an SIR. That's crazy. That is crazy. Somebody in the Discord, actually, shout out to whoever that was in the Discord. I forgot who it was. Actually got a god pack. I've been selling on eBay for almost a decade. If you have any questions, thank you. I would love that. There's somebody that did reach out to me about vending, which is pretty cool. He told me same thing as you. Basically, if you have any questions, anything down the line, let me know. I got you, which I appreciate, man. We should be helping each other out in every way. This is why I don't mind any help. Like, you come into the Discord, ask any questions, no problem. In the comments, no problem. You will not hear me say, I'm telling you guys now, you will not hear me say, if you want to book a consultation session for your Pokemon portfolio, contact me here with this. No, it is not happening. If we ever have any kind of discussions where I give you my opinion, you want my opinion, whatever, things like that, and we could talk about it, we could go back and forth and discuss, the pros and cons about things, I will gladly have this discussion with you. I find it weird that people do that. Like, there are no financial advisors here on YouTube. There are none for Pokemon, at least. There are none. It's all opinions and speculation, right? You will never hear that, but I will gladly have a discussion with you at any given point. Guys, for a second there, I saw we had 39 viewers. That is the all-time high for the channel on the live right now. Like the live, like it. And subscribe if you haven't been here before. I hope you enjoy. My girl got me the Phantasmal Flames Zard for Christmas. Super off-center, but she's the best for that. That's sick. I mean, listen, she's just giving you something that you love because she loves you. That's sick. I would appreciate that any day. I use my off-center stuff as credit for trading. That's what I was actually said earlier. I'm considering even taking the playable cards that I have because the EXs that we pull, even though we don't use them, right? Like they're like these three right here. Or even this Pikachu. This Pikachu is a very, actually, I'm telling you right now, because I've played the game before, and I've played it on the mobile app, which is the same as playing it in person. This Pikachu, for example, this EX, very, very playable. These, I don't know. I haven't looked at the attacks or anything like that because I know how to play the game, but I haven't looked at them. They could be very playable. You also have trainer cards and different things like that are playable. So that'll be that. You could actually definitely do that. Hot take, the IRs are okay for Ascended. Really? Really? Did you just say that? Really? The IRs? No, sorry, not that. This is okay. This is beautiful to me, in my opinion. I love this card. I love everything about this card. 250 and a 10. Not bad. The Mimikyu, pretty cool as well. Pretty cool. Really nice card. 304 in a 10. I don't know. I know these are opinions. You have yours and I have mine, which is cool. I love this. That is an ugly illustration rare. But yeah. The marrow is okay. I think the artist is supposed to be a popular artist that did this one, but whatever. Marrow's okay. That's why it's 183 out of 10. Nothing, not like the others. Um, this Magcargo is not a popular Pokemon, of course, but it is a cool card still. Very nice art. I don't know. I think the illustration rares are really nice in here, honestly. The Carbink is okay. This one's okay. Spiritomb is really nice. One of the best, if not the best Spiritomb we ever gotten. Score Bunny's also really nice. Slazzle is decent. The Banette is decent. Mariana's okay. Togekiss is okay. But we have a ton here. This Wattrel is pretty nice. Dracloak is okay as well. The Doug Trio I absolutely love. This Hitmontop, I love the art here, like the cartoon. Like I love this one. I think it's really cool. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I like them too much or more than others. This card I think is incredibly underrated, like criminally underrated. This is a beautiful card right here, man. I don't know, just me, but I see the value in the whole set for that reason. Like people like these cards. Even if they're not paying a lot of money for a lot of these illustration rares, I think that they're really nice. The Trevenant, which I'm looking at, I know I'm not showing you guys, I'm just talking about it a little more. The Weavile's really nice. The Trevenant is really nice. Like, I don't know, just me. But once again, I get it. If you don't like it, it's cool. The play. Oh, the play you meant to say, not okay. My bad. I'm behind. Don't kill me. I'm behind. I'm behind. You meant the play. I agree. I agree. There's a lot of really inexpensive cards there that are really valuable in a 10. I don't know, man. 100 packs in, 0 gradables? That's crazy. I mean, I'm just, what is that? 6 times 4, 24. I got a gradable Halucha. The other two aren't gradable though. This EX, for example, is pretty well centered. $300 for that EX. It's not on a top loader because I didn't think it was valuable. Pretty crazy. I had the English and Japanese at PSA. The gold, that's crazy. That Gengar will be 200 in the future. I think so. And that's why I also started buying the Japanese Gengar because, you know, I know that we choose the English language. And once again, we are at 40 viewers, all-time high. Crazy. Thank you for being here. I do have to definitely make somebody a mod. I forget. Gengar, MAR, Japanese, and they wrote map. That's awesome. Autocorrect. MAR, Japanese. Still selling for guys. This to me, like, just Gengar alone, and not every Japanese card, but just Gengar alone. Even if they're Japanese, they're still going to be valuable. This is wild to me here. A CGC 10 for 120 is crazy. Like I expect this card to be way more valuable down the line. I'm not gonna lie. Like these Japanese cards, 165 in a PSA 10, 200. I expect this card to definitely rise in value in the future. These I will actually, if these stay at these prices, which they've stayed since February, I will start stacking these up 100%, 100%, and I might take a look at this playmat because it looks pretty cool. But yeah, yeah, these are things that I will look at. Like it's Gengar. It doesn't matter if it's English or Japanese. People still want Gengar. Damn, 16 minutes late. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. We're gonna be here for a little bit. Digital Rips needs cards. They do. They do. Yeah. Not only that, even the guys on Whatnot that want to do those slab breaks. I think there's a guy because Whatnot pops up a lot on my phone as notifications, and one of them popped up. It said something like an 80,000 slab return or something crazy from CGC, which I know a lot of CGC comes back for those Whatnot guys and those break guys, just because CGC brings them back so much quicker. But yeah, they definitely need those. Galarian Zapdos Evil Skies promo in a 400 is 410. The Galarian Zapdos promo, that running Zapdos. Is that what you're talking about? The running one? Galarian Zapdos. You said Evo, right? It was Evo, right? Is it an Evolving Skies promo? No, let's just look at promo. I think that's the wrong one you're talking about. Maybe I don't think it's Evolving Skies. I think you're talking about. I think you're talking about the Crown Zenith promo. No, this thing says Walmart, which is fine. I just want to see the image. I think you're talking about this card. No, I actually like how it does that. I wish the other sites did this where it allows you to zoom in this way. But yeah, I think you're talking about this card. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. I think you're talking about that one, which I actually picked up a few of those a while back. Only the first several to market will fetch that. I wouldn't risk it now. What are you talking about? The Charizard EX maybe? Because ain't no SIR. Yeah, yeah. I just don't understand. That's pretty crazy. I told the Discord this. The Crown Zenith Ditto Hollow for you did. You mentioned it, and he mentioned this this just hollow rare Crown Zenith Ditto is $3 and it sells for $160 and a 10. Pretty crazy. More like power packs are gonna give you 300. Yeah, yeah. That'd be one of the worst pulls for more of those power packs. Oh my goodness. Gotta keep thinking about sending it. Pokemon Day Pikachu 10 is ridiculous right now. I think I have like 6 Pokemon Day boxes and some additional promos to it, bro. I think I'm going to be sending in a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Bought more Extended Heroes ETBs today than any other ETB in a single day ever. Up to 23. That's sick. Average price 131. That's not horrible, actually. 120, 131. I think it's not horrible. 150, 160. I think we're getting to a point where it's like, I think you should hold back and just let the market get flooded with product because it's going to pull back somehow. You know, we were here with it with Prismatic, but then again, you know, I could be wrong. You know, I really could be wrong. This market is in a different place right now than it was last year with Prismatic. You know, we were just getting to those points where things were getting like expensive and people were just a little more accepting of what we had at the moment, and they thought to themselves the same way as I'm thinking, we're going to get more product. It's going to pull back a little bit. This market's too crazy. Prismatic is not worth $140. At the time, that was the thought, right? It was too expensive. Now we're in a place where even though last year around this time, everyone said Prismatic was too expensive, everyone is saying Ascended Heroes is undervalued, even at these prices, which is crazy to me. Like, how does that? I don't know how that changes so quickly like that. Like, listen, I'm a big believer in Ascended. I've been talking about Ascended just like every other content creator out there. It is a great, great set. But once again, I'm all about making smart choices. I'm all about the entry point, and you know, I just don't see it. I don't see where this box will not pull back if we get flooded. You know, Prismatic. Matter of fact, forget this. Forget this, right? Prismatic is a top tier set. It's S tier, just like Ascended Heroes is, right? We all agree. We all agree. We all agree. But even Prismatic was still not safe from a reprint pulling it back. And this is a year out from it being on a rotation. It still pulled it back. So what makes anyone else think that Ascended Heroes will not get a little more affordable? Just going with history prices, historical data, right? In the last year, every time we received some kind of a reprint, which we got one in December, it dropped to 108 at some point around here, right? This is just it's bunched up days, so it's not showing you that 108 price. But in December, around this time, I made a video and I talked about buying in at that time. We got reprints. It dropped from 135 down to 108. Right at these times, we had 140. This is early April around here. 130, 140 sales. We're seeing there $183 sold May 5th. Pulled back reprints to 98, 101. It kept coming down to 100. It kept staying around there with reprints. Why? You know, just going off of data, you know, history teaches us that when we get reprints, prices drop, you know. So at 150, 160, I don't like it. 131 though, I think Taco is doing pretty good. Trainer, what's going on, bro? Welcome, man. Thanks for stopping by. Julian Wong, what's up, brother? Thank you. Son to daddy. That's insane. Spending a lot of money. Yeah, you definitely are. The ETB what is the best ETB to buy right now? It's got to really be prismatic. It's going to be out in a year. Do we see more prismatic coming? Honestly, I already felt like this was unlikely to happen, even though it did. That's why I said it's unlikely. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. But I think that if there's an ETB that's worth buying into right now is prismatic, being that it's a specialty set. If you buy into the regular ones, it makes it that much harder because you don't know what's going to happen with those. If we had Destin Rivals ETBs at like $100, yeah, I'd say yes. They're too expensive. But we already have confirmed the reprints for Destin Rivals coming, and they're still over $200. I would still think right now the best ETB to buy, unless you can get us into the Heroes for $130, like you're seeing Taco is saying that he did. I would say prismatic at $160, $150. You can definitely still get them locally. They're definitely available. I promise you. They're available. I see them on Facebook all the time. They provide the tables. Cool. That's good to know. Yeah, botted tables, which is wild to me. Like, that's insane. Like, how greedy do you have to be? You're a vendor at a show and you're botting the tables. That's just sad. Like, that's actually low. Also, GameStop is shady. Yeah, for sure. Recommend the small trade shows. Pokemon setup would be big. The small trade. There's a lot more shows popping up by me in New York. Like, a lot more. Like, I'm seeing them more and more just on social media popping up more than I ever seen before. This has been done for years. Not shocking. I sell on eBay all the time. Oh, well, I know you sell on eBay. You sell all over the place. Someone in my Discord put 2 God packs back to back. It was wild. That's pretty crazy. Been ripping with my kid who's just gotten into TCG. We've had 50% hit rate with perfect order. Well, perfect order should be a easier set to hit with. It's a much, much smaller set. So Roxy with the membership. Roxy, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope you like the little emojis there. I do have one more emoji to make. If you guys have a recommendation for those of you that do want to become members or have become members, I think Roxy is just member number 2. It's been a week, I think, now since I got the membership. But you see the emojis there. I got the little sleepy Bulbasaur for the sleeping sets. I got the hype with my face on it. It says hype on it. It's pretty funny. And then like an exploding. I think it's like an Arcanine or something like that. But I think maybe the next one could be a Gengar or something cool. Something just there to have fun with. Something funny even. But thank you, Roxy. I appreciate it. I wish I could keep the membership thing on the screen there. I got into Pokemon late last year. Hit a Demi with the niece out of Iris Sticker Dollar General Pack. 3rd pack. I don't even know what that is, but any God pack is sick. What set was that from? What'd you pull? I think Dragonite EX is a very powerful card. $11. Which one? Which one are you talking about? Dragonite EX at $11. Let me sort this by not popularity, high to low, just so I can see that, because then I have to start searching for it. $11. Where are we? It's at I don't know what you're looking at. I don't see it here at $11. Let me know what you're talking about. If you're a real holder, then out your value sets box away and walk away for 5 weeks. If it's a long and strong, then who cares? I mean, listen, but this is the point, though, right? I mean, it's all right. Like I said before, a lot of people exit the hobby way before they say that they actually will, right? That's 1. 2 is that when you start accumulating these boxes, if you're overpaying for them, it matters. If you only buy 1, 2, maybe even 3, it doesn't really matter, right? But for example, the difference between 130 and 150 when you buy, let's say now you've accumulated 10 boxes, that's a $200 difference, right? If you bought them all at 130, that $200 could have gone into an additional box, maybe even a booster bundle just beside it. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you're a long-term holder, it won't matter. Just like with Prismatic, when people bought in at 140 and others thought that they were crazy for doing so. Yeah, long-term doesn't matter. But once again, when you start accumulating At a certain point, you start realizing that you could have spent less or maybe accumulated even more at a better price, which is what I talk about here, right? I'm just trying to be smarter. Does it mean that Ascended Heroes is not a good play? No, it's an incredible play. Ascended Heroes, Prismatic, they're all still great plays. Just trying to manage money better is really the goal, right? Yeah, you corrected it. I like the Mariana. Mariana's decent. Honestly, it's decent. It's not crazy to me, in my opinion. It's decent. Perfect Order and Chaos Rising are going to be slept on. Yeah, but Perfect Order doesn't have a chase. That's the problem. Like, how many sets out there don't have a chase and do well? I mean, I can't think of one right now. I can't think of one set right now off the top of my head that does not have an actual chase and is doing well or does well. But Chaos Rising will definitely have a chase. The Greninja, it's already there. We already know. It's got that. It's got the whole evolution line for Greninja there. Some people like the Dragalge. It's not going to be expensive, in my opinion. The Ampharos is going to be probably the best IR in Chaos Rising. It's actually really nice. It's probably going to be a gradable one. It's probably going to be pretty easy hit rates though. It's a smaller set, just like Perfect Order, pretty small. I'll have a pull rate video for that as well though, and I'll make another image like I did for Ascended Heroes, so that we could have some of that pull rate information. It just depends on how many packs am I really going to aim for, because the more packs, of course, that's the more time I have to watch people rip packs. I forgot what I did the last time. I think the last time I did like over 1,000. I would like to aim for 2,000. I would like to. We'll have to see what happens, but I'll have a video on that. Which set is deemed between Chaos or Order? Chaos is going to be the better one for sure. Not even close. Shrouded Fable is the sleepiest set in the Scarlet. Well, for sure. And there are decent cards in there. People don't like to talk about them, but there are some decent cards in there. You do have the Dust Skull Evolution line there. You have the Houndoom, which I actually love. You have the Persian. You have the Horsey, which people are finally starting to like. They're starting to actually have some value in there. There's some cards in there. The Houndoom is my favorite in there, though. I'm drinking tonight, so I might comment like, hey, hit it up, man. This is what we're here for. We're here to just hang out, bro. There's nothing crazy happening here. We're having discussions about anything. If you guys want to talk about any play, any product out there that you think is, you have not only myself to have the discussion with, but you have the rest of the chat. I want to buy a bunch of the Mimikyu illustration area, but the price probably won't go down. I mean, listen, in all honesty, it probably will. It's at 32 right now on price charting. What is it on TCG Player? It probably will, because the more product that comes to market, the more that Mimikyu is going to pop up, and it's going to make it more affordable. So it probably will. Just looking it up on TCG Player to see what the pricing is on there. It should be somewhere close to the that $30 price point, the same way. $29.77. It probably will get more affordable, right? We only have 160 on the market right now. Wow. In the last 3 days, they bought 93 of them though, right? So that's a thing. On the 24th, they bought 52 just in that day alone. It's a really nice card. It is a really nice card. But it probably will get a little bit cheaper. Just got myself a 151 PC ETB. Let's see how it goes over the years. Did you just join the Discord? Because somebody joined the Discord and sent a picture of 151 ETB in acrylic, a Pokemon Center one, which is crazy because they're expensive. But yeah, down the line, I wonder what that'll do. That's a good question, because that thing is really kind of breaking those highs, those all-time highs that we're so used to with these ETBs. Not that there aren't ETBs that are worth $1,000, but this quickly though, not this quickly. Those ETBs, those other ETBs, whether they're team up or whatever else you've seen before, they had a little more time, like a decent amount more time compared to the 151 PC ETB, which is pretty crazy. Karma, what's going on, bro? Don't worry about being late, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Like I say, I have never and will never use Whatnot. I mean, there are decent sellers on there. It's not a bad thing all the times. It really isn't. Crown Z. Is that the Galarian Zapdos I think you're talking about? Galarian Moltres. You said Zapdos, though. Well, not you. The other guy said Zapdos. I'll look that one up as well. The Galarian Moltres is that? Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know which one that is. I know exactly which one that is. That's by Shinji Kanda. Isn't that the one by Shinji? Evo Sky stamped. Hold on. Hold on. Let's look this up again. You said Galarian Zapdos. Let's look it up just like that, because then it won't come up. Now I see it. See, now it came up. Price charting has it right here. $200 in a PSA 10, it says. I don't remember what. I think you said 400. I'm seeing 200 here. 212 in a PSA 10. What are recent sales? Wow. The recent sale was 437. But why? When those in the past, oh, this was from 2024. That's why they haven't been on the market. Let's go here. Now let's look at the pop. What's the pop? 90 out of 278 for this card? That's pretty crazy. I mean, listen, that's only one sale. It's hard to go off of one sale and say that's going to sell for 400. You don't know that anybody else is going to buy it. Like honestly, I personally don't like this card, so I would not buy it. So how many people actually like that card? Consider that there was only one sale, right? So just be careful on plays like those. Galarian Zapdos is not exactly that popular. The Road, which, oh yeah. I just saw it. Now that I'm catching up, the Pikachu is hard to gem. Which Pikachu? The Forest Pikachu? I don't. Is that the one you're talking about? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Karma with the membership. Thank you guys for becoming members, man. I hope that we can come up with some cool things for the members, whether they be videos. I would love to have some like cool videos about plays. Maybe the videos will be plays that I make that I think are worth doing. Like, for example, I could have made, in theory, if I had started the memberships before and I had members, maybe when I have like 10 members, or I don't know at what point it's a good idea to start members only videos, but I can start talking about plays that I want to make. Like when I did those Gengar ones, I didn't exactly make a video about it. I didn't know if people would enjoy that, but then I know now I'm seeing more and more now that I'm doing live more often. More and more people are wanting to have those plays. They want to know what plays people are making that could be a great turnaround for them or a return. Like, for example, one that I was going to talk about, which just recently had an insane sale, was this. I bought this card for $50 as well. $50 was the number at the time for a few of these cards that I was buying. The Pokemon Center Zekrom promo. I bought this 2 grade, right? And as of recently, I think one sold for $1,000. What is this? Ends Zekrom. What number? 031. Man, I gotta get a new chair. Do you guys hear this thing squeaking like crazy? Tell me if it's just me. It's squeaking like crazy though. Pokemon promo. Where's the Pokemon Center one? I have to write Pokemon Center on it. I know there was a crazy sale. Recently. So let's see if it comes up on price charting, but I did see it pop up somewhere. Wow. So there was only one sold listing as of late. I guess it's because the Sunday Heroes is so new. But look at this, guys. Oops, wrong button. I'm gonna leave that Karma member joining the YouTube membership there for a little bit. Thank you for joining, man. I really appreciate it. And on top of that, it's funny because it's the guys that are like going the hardest for the channel as well. Whether it be here, whether it be in the Discord. Like I appreciate it. I really do. And I really hope to do something nice for you guys at some point. This is the sale, guys. $2,600. This is the first one that has sold in the 10. $2,600 for this Pokemon Center card. And I got it for $50. Once again, just trying to make a play ahead of time. This promo for $50. That promo is now, I believe, $100 now. 105. Bought it for 50. Like I said, that could be a membership video, where I include little plays that I do here and there. Something like Reverend Rips always talks about. He nonstops talks about, little plays all the time. Just like he mentioned that Ditto Hollow Rare from Crown Zenith, plays like that. Like Reverend Rips can really make a YouTube channel and just do shorts and talk about all kinds of little plays, and he would do well. What upcoming sets are you looking forward to? Honestly, all of them. I like the Greninja and Chaos Rising. I think it's going to be a sleeper set. I think people are really downplaying it, and you know what? I hope they do. I hope the box drops $200. I hope it drops at $180, $170. Like I really do. I hope, because I'm going to pick some up. I just think that as I said before, I've mentioned the popularity of Greninja. Greninja in 2020. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it every single time that this comes up. Greninja in 2020 was the most popular Pokemon, rated the most popular Pokemon out of all. Over Gengar, over Umbreon, over Charizard, Pikachu. Yeah, we know all the Pokemon, but at that time, Greninja was receiving the most love. So, if they come out with another Ash's Greninja in the future, like that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Darkrai set. I think the Darkrai set could have so much potential in it. And I'm just hoping, right? I'm just hoping. I hope the Darkrai set has other dark Pokemon in there. We do have another Mega Pokemon that's dark that hasn't appeared yet, which is Mega Houndoom. Another Pokemon that people really like. Mega Houndoom would be really cool to see there. Could we see an Umbreon in there? Possibly. Like there's so many cool dark Pokemon out there. Could we have another Mega Absol SIR? I actually like Absol. A lot of potential there for some really cool dark Pokemon. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Rayquaza set. That's probably going to be another really cool one. Making room for maybe some other dragon Pokemon or just something else, fierce. Who knows? Now the 30th is questionable. We don't know how good they're going to do with that. I don't want to make it seem like I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the fact that it's bringing attention to the market, right? We do want Pokemon to continue to flourish and just become bigger and bigger. But at the same time, I don't know what's going to be in that set. Celebrations, even though the ETBs are doing well, the cards in there suck. They're all just reprints of things that aren't the greatest. Like that, I don't know. The Umbreon is nice. It's a gold star Umbreon, but it's not the real one. The Greninja promo, though, because it's the only gold star version of itself, is really cool. That is a buy right now. That for me is going to be a buy for a little while. I have like 3 of those right there. I think I'm going to start accumulating those like heavily at some point. Jay, price is not going down because the number of new flippers in the market now is crazy. I stopped going to Best Buy from 7 to 10 people in line for Prismatic to 30 to 40 in my rural area. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. There are a lot of people botting. There are a lot of people buying up everything. And yeah, that could happen. But at the same time, remember how the market works too. Like the more something costs, no matter how good it is, there are less people buying. And even though there are more and more people accumulating these, when it comes to resellers and flippers, there are more and more of them accumulating these to resell. They're going to have to start undercutting each other at some point because the market will stop accepting those prices. At some point, it always happens. Even though we're not necessarily seeing that happen that quickly with Ascended Heroes, because like I said, the set of Euphoria right now in the market is insane. But at some point, you do start to notice that sales start to diminish because prices are getting way too expensive. It does start happening. And even though we don't have that much data right now for Ascended Heroes because it hasn't been out long enough, if you do look at the chart, as prices are rising, you do see sales diminish. You do see the blue bars getting smaller and smaller as the price rises. It will happen. And the further and further we get into here and people want to sell, they want to resell, they want to churn and burn, which is their goal because they're not here to stay for the long run. They will start undercutting each other. It happens with everything. It happens with every single item. Booster boxes, ETBs, all. How do you feel about Mega Gengar EX56, the basic version from Phantasmal? It is everywhere. It's within those deck boxes and things like that. The thing, before we used to get like those EXs were like actual hits before. And now we have so many of them. We don't exactly know what's going to happen with those, but it's still Gengar. I will say that. I will say that if you do accumulate them, I think they're like $3 right now. If you decide to get a whole bunch at $3, and don't do anything too crazy, um, then I would say that it is not a bad idea whatsoever. But once again, you're speculating, and it's what we're supposed to do. Just want you to know that now before we go out thinking something else. We're supposed to speculate. We're supposed to be trying to make plays before it happens. Like I said, I've said it in my more recent videos. It's one thing to talk about the market, to talk about Ascended Heroes being $150, to talk about Prismatic having reached 200 for a little while. A lot of people didn't want to spend 120, but then there were a whole bunch of other people, a whole different side of the market, that was speculated and said, hell no, Prismatic is going to be way, way more valuable than just $200. I'm going to buy them now. So this is what you want to do, I guess, with the Gengar EX, right? I think that at some point, this will have to be years down the line. I think that it's a Gengar card. I think that anything is possible with that, to be honest. Dios, the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, bro. My first super chat in YouTube history. Stay gold. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love, guys. I do, man. I'm trying my best, to do things to entertain you guys, or just, I don't know what you guys want to call it. Entertain, give you my opinion, whatever we do that allows us to enjoy each other here, just hanging out and just talking, right? I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I don't forget these things, especially with my channel. It's so new, like not new, but so small, and a lot of the things that keep happening are new. Like all these milestones are new, all these things, super chats, members. Like this is so new to me. Sometimes I don't even know how to react. Like genuinely, I don't. And I don't take it for granted. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. After watching folks getting multiple L's, not sure if I want to open my Ascended Heroes packs. Listen, mine, if I could grade them as soon as possible, mine was not an L. Mine will actually fund more booster bundles. Now, I will say, like I said before when I made the pull rate video, they're not easy. It's not an easy pull rate set. Like it's just not. The from what I saw, I forgot how many packs it was, but from what I saw, it was 1 in 90 packs for an SIR. So I got pretty lucky. I got the Halucha SIR. Is it one of my favorites? No, but it will fund more booster bundles. You know what I mean? It is not easy, guys. I'm not saying, is it worth the risk? It could be. Like I felt it was for myself, and clearly I pulled some stuff. But yeah, it is definitely not an easy pull rate set. So, keeping them sealed isn't a bad idea. Ascended Heroes are still going to be a great long-term play if that's what you're doing. If that's what you're doing, just want to point that out there. Perfect order, illustration rares, Clefairy, Dedenne, Eradicate, Talonflame, Rowlet will do well graded on the line. The Clefairy is insane. I love that Clefairy card. I said it so many times. As much as I don't like the entire set, I've mentioned that Clefairy so many times. The Eradicate to me is decent. Talonflame is decent. Talonflame was in the show, so he may gain popularity down the line with the kids. Rowlet, a lot of people like Rowlet. Really unique card as well, so that one will probably do well too. Yeah, I don't disagree whatsoever. Dios with the membership as well. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I really do. I don't even know what to say, honestly. Just thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I was a new member. So you were, was it K, I believe? So that was you. Cool. Yeah, I do like it. It looked immaculate though. That Pokemon Center ETB looked crisp. I'm not gonna lie, it looked great. Evil Skies had all 3 birds stamped, I think. I think they were part of the building battles, no? Those are the building battle boxes that had those stamped cards. But I don't remember. I think I remember seeing them, but I didn't really acknowledge them like that. Like I didn't pay attention. It went for 420 on auction. Then there you go. You may have a play. Now, what condition will you find them in is a whole different story, right? Because people weren't taking care of cards for years. Not everybody cares about those cards. Like any card aside from just regular Howl Rares, typically I don't sleeve. But any other card, an EX, trainer cards, a spec, anything I sleeve every time. It doesn't matter what it is, I sleeve it. So for that reason, you just never know what's going to happen. But 420, then that might be a play. I didn't know that. 30th anniversary. That's what you're excited for? I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't want to get my hopes up. I just feel like the 25th sucked. If they gave us something like Generations, that would be sick. Like Generations, those cards were beautiful. Traded away 4 of my regular 151 ETBs for 2 sealed cases of Ascended Heroes during the second week of release. I picked up 2 more Ascended Heroes cases for 1.1K. That's nuts. So you got 4 cases in total for the 151 ETBs. That is nuts. Yeah, I think your ROI is going to be way better with those cases than those 4 ETBs. That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh my goodness, that's nuts. My current play is to get as many Ascended Heroes ETBs as I can get 0 cost. So far, I'm at 20. Yeah, I don't have those opportunities, man. I don't. 0 risk, you meant to say, but if you're finding them in person at MSRP, that's one thing. But I just never like when I was getting things at MSRP. I was getting Prismatic at MSRP last year, January, and I was out of work because of a medical thing. I had vertigo at the time, so they weren't clearing me for work. So I was able to go to Target for a few weeks straight and continuously just pick up ETBs. I ripped them, but the point was that I was able to get them for MSRP. Now, right now, I can't afford to just not go to work to pick those up. It's like I would have to take off of work or use one of my days because I can use them however I want. I'll still get paid, right? Because I'm using my days, but at the same time, I'm throwing away a day that I could use for vacation for the possibility of getting an ETB because I don't even know when they stock. Like they changed up the days. They were changing them up as I was going. There was a whole bunch of people. Like the competition is real, like insane. So I don't even know if I'd be able to be successful. Like, let me know how you're getting them. Maybe if you want to let me know. I don't know if there's another way you're getting them. Sell it while it's up. I think that will reprint PC ETBs heavy. You're talking about what PC ETB? Ascended Heroes? Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about. Let me know. 0 risk is what you meant. I bought a Petromp Pokemon Center stamp for 14 bucks. That's crazy. That's pretty cheap. It's not a very popular Pokemon, but it's still really cheap for a PC stamped card. Pretty crazy. Carmen used the emoji. It sucks. It doesn't pop up on StreamYard. I'm going to be looking into a different like website to use to stream. I do like that I can click on the comments and they come up on the screen. I did come across something else that Deep Pocket Monster says he uses, which you can also supposedly have the comments on the screen. So I'm going to look into that because I don't like that I can't put the emojis from the membership on here. It sucks. If I know on YouTube itself, it's showing that it will show it, but it won't. Not for this right here. Let me actually. I'm gonna go real quick. I need to, and it won't even let me do this on StreamYard as well. It will not let me, like make somebody a what do you call it? For words right now as I'm doing stuff. It won't let me make them a mod is what it won't let me do, which I hate. Let me see if I can pop out chat. I will drop this. Will it stay if I drop that? No, it did not stay. Oh, it did stay. Nice. There you go. Now I can see the emojis. I'm looking at the YouTube chat. Just popped out the screen right there just to take a look at see what it looks like. It looks funny. It looks funny in my opinion. Pretty cool. Nice to see people using it too. Thank you. I also bought a first partner promos. I'm just missing Bulbasaur and Piplup. I do have a bunch of them. You know what sucks? Like I have a few of them, and I think where are they? Guys, I have so much cards around me, like bulk, like everything. Wild. Yeah, here they are. So I opened a few of them, right? I did get a few Gen 1. Like I pulled them all. but I didn't get not one Charmander that was gradable for a 10. They're still going for 50 bucks. I'm thinking about selling them. I don't know if they're going to get more expensive down the line. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's the biggest question for me. Like, should I use them for store credit somewhere and do that? These are Squirtle and Piplup again, and then these were the only two out of 4 sets or whatever it was, 6 sets that were gradable for me: the Piplup and the Squirtle. So, and one of each on top of that. Out of what? Let's see, 3, 6, 9. So out of 4 sets, I got Gen 1 twice. I only got 2 cards worth um grading out of the 12 cards, which sucked, really. Um Mega Tyranitar would be, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm excited for the Darkrai set, because you just don't know. You don't know, right? We don't know what we'll get. I hope that we do get something that's worth our time that we can actually enjoy. Now, I am going to go ahead and create some mods now that I have the pop-out chat. Of course. Yeah. Why did it? Okay. Why did it do it that way? That's fine. Rev. I know Rev pretty well. We've had a good amount of conversations off stream. I just need to make some guys, at least some guys that have been around for some time. Just a few guys that are always here, like really supporting the channel. And not to say that it's because they became members. It's truly because the guys that have become members just today alone um are true supporters, and I definitely know they'll help me out in a time of need. If I need a few more mods at some point, if it starts getting a little hectic, I'll add a few more. I still think I'm gonna add a few more. I'm just, I also don't want to ignore the chat and take the time to do that right this second. Oscar, what's going on, bro? What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Wow. A $10 super chat. Sophia Garcia, thank you for stopping here, man. I appreciate it. You did not even have to send me money, but I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. Would you sell some Ascended to get some Prismatic? I want some Prismatic. I have enough Ascended. I mean, I think you answered your own question right there, right? If you feel comfortable with what you have with Ascended and you aren't comfortable with what you have for Prismatic, then that's what I would do. Prismatic will be out in a year. This is my thing. Like, I think Ascended Heroes is going to get the Prismatic treatment. I could be wrong entirely, right? We could be 100% wrong, but I think we're going to get a ton of Ascended Heroes, guys. Like, I just think we are. And in your situation, if you're comfortable with Ascended, for sure, Prismatic, especially now, before it starts climbing back up. Like, if we don't get more, even more, right? We already thought it was unlikely to get Prismatic. If we don't get any more, like, it's going to start booming again, and we're going to see ourselves with $200 ETBs again at some point. Like, will it be tomorrow? Don't know, but it will start climbing again if we don't get more. It's sitting in the 160s range. It's been like that for a little while. I didn't even think it was in the land the 160s range. At all. I thought it was going to stay in the 170s, 180s, but it's down to 160s. We still have 2,800 listed on TCG Player alone. If you can find things locally, I would always go towards that at every opportunity I could. But yeah, right now would be the time. Like, once again, we have to speculate. Do we think we're going to get more ETBs to the market? They have Ascended Heroes here. They have Destined Rivals to print, Journey Together, Black Bolt, White Flare. Are we getting more of that? Who knows? The mega sets. Like, I think right time that would be the play. I think right now specifically would be the time for you to do that, especially with Ascended Heroes being up and Prismatic being down. I think it's the perfect time. Never enough. The sleeper set, all three. I can't even see it. I'm gonna go look at it, the thing here, to see how they look all together myself. Yeah, all three emojis. I like them. Thank you. uh, for at least letting me witness them myself for the first time. JJ, what's going on? And welcome to the stream. I live in North County, San Diego, and I used to go to Target on drop days. Went from 15 to 20 people at the most to well over 80 people this past weekend. I went back home as soon as I saw. Yeah, right. That that makes you just give up on that. Like it makes you not want to do it whatsoever. I I know the feeling. It's just like the GameStop lines. Like, do you really think I'm gonna line up at GameStop the night before? No, I am not. I wish I had one of those soundboards because I have a little clip of Mimic Brew that I would have played right there. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I would never do that. I'm sorry, and I don't want to run down the line with a mob of people like trying to get to a spot. Like that's not fun. That seems like more of a job. Like it's annoying and it does suck. And I'm pretty sure that's how you feel. Don't forget to get your PO box. Actually, I've been looking into that. I'm trying to decide what size PO box to get. I know that you want to send me something. I don't know who else um will want to send stuff. I know Grim feels that people will want to send stuff, maybe to help with giveaways. That's actually what he wants to do, which I really appreciate that he wants to send stuff to me so that I could give it away on the channel just to help me out. I don't even know what to say to that. You don't often find people willing to give, which I appreciate. So yeah, I am looking into the PO box. I just don't know exactly what size to get. I don't know what I'll get. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what size or how many people would actually send stuff. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I know you want to send stuff, but how many other people would? Like I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll support. I appreciate you guys, man. Um, no, like I've sold 28 ETBs so far, and the profits cover the other 20 ETBs that I'm just going to hold. Well, you're at zero cost basis. I understand what you're saying. I got what you said now. 100%. You basically in reality you put yourself in a situation where you could say you're into it for $0, which is amazing. Do you see yourself quitting your job to do Pokemon full time? I would only do that if I knew. Okay, so this goes back to a quote I heard, and I don't remember who says it. And it's a deal is only a deal if the deal is better than whatever you had without a deal. So, in other words, the only way that I would do that is if Pokemon would put me in a better situation than what I already am in. Now, my job, I have like ultimate job security. I have great benefits. I have great everything. Like I get for example, just to describe some perks for my job, right? I get 3 days every month, right? But the days stack. So I don't have to use them. I could save up my days and they'll keep stacking for years and I could use them for wherever I want, whether it be vacation, it doesn't matter. Um, I have incredible job security, incredible benefits, um, and the pay is really good. There's a lot of overtime available, which actually makes it so that you accumulate even more days for you to take off. It's just nuts. My job, I got a pretty good job. I'm at the start of it though, where it could get a lot better down the line, um, especially going up positions. So Pokemon would just have to be better. It would have to make me more money. It would have to be something where I could see myself being secure. If I don't see that, then I don't see that as something that I would trade it for. I would love to. That would be fire. Like I would love it. Like insane. That would be insane. Um, but at the same time, like I said before, I don't see full time. I mean, Pokemon being sustainable for me as a job full time. At least for me, I'm way too small. You have certain people like Dan from Catch 'em All Collectibles, which he does really well on Fanatics and all this stuff, and he's made like millions of dollars, and he continues to make millions of dollars. Or Poke Ne that has this big store that he started up in like 2020. You know, um, I would have to see myself being able to scale a business that large and for it to be that profitable to do that. Now, if that happens, great. But like there's so much concern and I think it's justified, right? There's a lot of concern with how long Pokemon is going to do this for. Like is Pokemon going to be like the sports era, the wax era, like they call, where it did really well for like 20 years and then it just completely crashed and never recovered? Then I'd be in a position where I'm like jobless, you know what I mean? With a struggling hobby that's not going to make me as much money as I did for the past 10 years. Now, for the rest of my career, I'm going to struggle. And I really don't want that, to be honest. So I don't know, but I would like to at least venture into things like to do on the side. I would love to do that. I would like to vend at some point, hopefully that'll be profitable and I can do that on the weekends. That'd be really sick. If I could have, I would need some kind of storage to do like an online store. That'd be pretty cool too. There's so many things that I'd like to dabble into. The situation has to be right, at least for me. It just has to be beneficial. Do you use Streamlabs? I have used Streamlabs, but that's with OBS. And it does allow the comments to like come on the side of the screen. But ever so often, like if I make the chat like, let's say the letters are white, right? For example, letters are white, and then I pull up this screen. Now everything that comes up on this side, like if the chat's on this side, now you can't even see the letters. Like you can't see the chat because it blends in. Or if I make it blue, it'll like blend in with something blue. I don't even know what the right thing is. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but it didn't look so great the last time. A lot of people were in here and it wasn't like legible. So it was more of an annoying thing. It was in the way. So I have used Streamlabs before though. It just it doesn't allow me to do what I'm doing here exactly. But I can give it another shot. I can definitely give it another shot. I am going to be looking into a few things actually. Would be nice if they bring back Delta species Pokemon. Would be incredibly cool if they did that actually. It'd be pretty sick, right? That Delta species Charizard and all those other cards are really cool. I think it'd be sick. That'd be a great idea, actually. But at the same time, I really would prefer something like Generations, like a card of its own. Like, I really, really would prefer like just something cool of its own. Like when you see it, you don't realize simply because it has a stamp with a 30 on it that it's indicating that it's from that set. I want the 30th to be its own thing. That'd be so cool. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows about Game Nerds online store, but that's where I buy from. So why are you recommending Game Nerds? I definitely know the store, but let me know why you're recommending Game Nerds. I have only been I like the mod logo on the stream. I've only been by Gen 1 first partner. The OG love is strong. Yeah, 100%. The OG's gonna always be number one. Whoever number one mod in the game. And then this was Karma with his emojis that I can't show on here, which sucks. Jacob Medina, what's going on, bro? This was my best Pokemon drop yet, besides Black Bolt. I waited online at Best Buy at 6 a.m. on Friday, at 8 a.m. when they get to Target. Wait. I waited online at Best Buy at 6 a.m. on Friday. At 8 a.m., went to Target to use the restroom since it's next door. Didn't know they also had a drop. What? So you hit both by luck? That's pretty crazy. Appreciate it. I just want this to be a safe place. That's what I want. But there's, like I said, eventually you got to have people that are common collective and that you can trust. I've seen people, believe it or not, I've seen people in a stream like a mod get mad, right? So he started arguing with the chat, and then the content creator actually ended up siding with the chat because the mod, I guess he was getting like, I don't know what he was doing with his power there, but whatever. So he started like, once the content creator sided with the chat, he just went crazy and like banned everyone. You know what I mean? So pretty crazy. Addy Prismatic, yes. I guess he's saying to that super chat, wondering if they should sell Sundet Heroes for Prismatic since they were already comfortable with the Sundet Heroes, which I totally agree. All love. Thank you, man. Was able to get 2 booster bundles altogether. So awesome. But Best Buy had the nerve to turn down the people farther in the line, even though there was plenty. That's weird. That is weird. Unless the workers there just wanted to buy for themselves. So, do you remember those 151 collections? They pushing 500. That's crazy. 151 is just doing crazy things. Even if it pulls back, it's already reached the point where it's like it's broken so many glass ceilings, places that we didn't think it would reach. And that's the one thing about 151 that actually. Where's my water? What did I do with my water? I don't know what I do. Oh, here it is. That's the one thing about the 151 ETBs that it's not just simply that they're like valuable. They're breaking those glass ceilings, all those prices that you didn't think things could reach. 151 is leading the charge. It makes room for something like Prismatic to one day possibly be that valuable. Of course, when it becomes a lot more scarce, there's a lot out there. Same thing with the Pokemon Center ATBs. Makes room for those to possibly reach $1,000 as well, right? Like that's what I'm thinking about. I know 151 is great and all, but I'm also thinking about what it's doing for all the other things. It's now reaching price points. You know, just seeing even single cards reach insane price points, just make room for the other cards, other vintage cards that are really cool and exclusive, reach those price points as well. So it's a great thing. Pokemon didn't specifically say that they were going to keep reprinting Ascended Heroes, like they said for Prismatic, though. Uh, didn't they? I'm not 100%. I did see a post, right? But I don't know. I don't know. You could be right, to be honest. You could be 100% right. They did have that letter go out. I did see someone else at some point. I know they showed a different letter that went out. I'm gonna look it up just to see if it was real. Because I don't know if it was real. It looked too similar. Um, I don't even know how to look that up. I know there was one. I saw one that looked just like the prismatic one, and it was Pokemon saying the same thing basically. Just smack the mic. What's this? Yeah, I saw it somewhere. I just don't remember where. I do not remember where I saw that, but I did see it. So I don't know how accurate that is, but I do understand what you're saying. It's very possible that they don't get the prismatic treatment. I just think they do. They took up the same slot. It's really expensive, just like prismatic was. They didn't release that letter till later on in the year, I believe. I think they released it like sometime in June. It must have been something like that, or May. I can't remember. Prismatic ETB sold out on P Football Pete. Prices will go up shortly. We'll see what happens. I think eventually they will. I don't feel comfortable buying prismatic anymore, at least at 160, rather than just put my money into on the better set of Ascended Heroes. Yeah, but it's also gonna rotate out 2 years later instead of one. Um, and we may get some product coming from the new printing facility. I don't think so though, but you just never know. Just knowing that prismatic is going out next year makes it more likely that we won't get as much product as we want. So the prices will probably start increasing, and then you just can't, you know, buy more at an affordable price at least. So I mean, listen, they're both great sets. They're both great buys. It's just Ascended Heroes is going to be in rotation for longer. We don't know what the reprints are going to be like. We don't know how much. Like it might be a lot. Where I would expect them to start printing a lot of things really soon, right? Destin Rivals, for example, that's the next thing right now that I'm thinking about. How much of that's going to come, for example, we don't really know. They're probably just going to print more prismatic. That'd be pretty crazy. That would be. I would send stuff. I don't know exactly. Oh, you would send stuff to the PO box. That'd be cool. I mean, listen, it's just I'm not asking. This was something that Grim said. You guys do not have to do anything. But I appreciate the ones that do. Maybe make the giveaways for YouTube and Discord members at first to hook people up that so no givey goblins till you get a bigger feed. Yeah. So what I am thinking is to do my giveaways on the Discord. So I already know that the people that are like the guys that really do or really will support the channel will be in the Discord or already are on the Discord. That's just what I think. Um, but I could do a little bit of both. It all depends. For if I'm thinking about the growth of the channel, it would be done directly on YouTube. If it would be directly for the people who care about the channel, it would be on Discord. And I just might do both. at times. I might go back and forth because I do want the channel to grow. I don't want any simply like givey goblins. I don't know if you guys have watched this guy from Poke Notify, the doctor. If you guys know who he is, even I don't have to say his name because I don't remember it anyways. But if you guys know who he is, you'll know anyways. But he's got like 20 something thousand subscribers, and he's got it all from giveaways. And so when he does a video that doesn't include a giveaway, he only gets like 1,000 to 2,000 views with 5,000 or 26,000 subscribers. I think it came up recently, which is pretty crazy. Like that's a horrible thing to have on your channel. New York is not the place to do that because of cost. Pokemon should be a side hustle. Benefits are everything. Keep your job. Yeah, like I said, I would have to have there would have to be some like a sense of security, and Pokemon doesn't provide that. Pokemon is volatile in every way possible. Even though, for example, these sealed products like booster boxes and Pokemon Center ETBs are good investments, even even though they're the better investments, they're still incredibly volatile. I'm a plumber. And there's no volatility there. Like plumbers will always be needed. So yeah, that's the reason why I say what I say. Jay, I'm gonna head out. Gotta study for my chem exam tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Good luck on your chem exam, bro. I hope you do well. I know it's always stressful when you got an exam or any kind of big paper or anything big due, right? Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you for becoming a member, bro. Have a great night, man. Yeah, good night. Good luck on your exam. Of course, that's the same thing I thought. Game Nerds has product and cards to make plays. All right, I'm going to be looking into there a little more then. Snack Bread, what is going on? Welcome. A little late, but welcome. I bought 40 cards for 15 bucks. That's sick. Now, they mispriced the cards. Now, this is my question though. And this is why I don't like to buy from the larger websites. Like I don't buy from TCG Player because you can't tell like centering, right? Unless you're not buying to grade. But assuming that a lot of times a lot of us are buying to grade, I would assume that they didn't have the images of all those 40 cards, right? They had one card, you bought 40. Now I don't know what's the condition of the cards. Let me know. Were they well centered? Were they damaged? Or were they near mint? Like every single one with no damage and no scratches? Let me know. Man, I'm letting two content creators get in my head about all this stuff going to zero here in like 5 years. But listen, okay. I understand this, right? So this is why I talk about like buying things at a more affordable price. This is why I talk about entry points, right? And this goes with fear, right? And it goes with the respect that you have for something like your money, right? And with that comes some kind of fear, right? You have to respect the money you make in the sense that you don't want to lose it, right? It's just like anything else. I can relate that to a tool at my job, right? There are tools that are incredibly dangerous, but are really useful tools. Now, I'm going to respect this tool. It deserves the respect. I'm going to fear a little bit, but I am going to use it. And I will use it as I should in the safest ways possible so that it benefits me and doesn't hurt me. This is the same way that you handle this market and any market overall. There's always a risk to something, right? If you know anything about tools, the tool I'm talking about, for example, in particular, is a grinder. It has a grinder blade. It withers away as you use it. It can actually explode into many pieces. I've seen images of like pieces like shrapnel being in people's faces because they're using it incorrectly too aggressively. Now, in this market, the more aggressive, just like with that tool you are, the more you can get out of it at the moment, right? The higher the risk, the higher the reward. But there is a higher risk. I can use that tool as aggressively as possible. It'll cut deeper, it'll cut even more at the moment, but there's a risk that it could explode and hurt me. The same way with the market. It's not simply about it going down to zero. It's the fact that you should have this actual fear, a natural fear of saying, hey, I'm in too much. Is that too risky of a play? Will this? It's not going to go to zero, but it may pull back. You may buy, for example, let's say an example. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Destin Rivals just because it's expensive. It's at $600. Let's say we get some of the biggest reprints we've ever gotten for any set. Let's say the biggest. The box drops to $200, but you were buying at 600. It was a high risk to buy a 600. It was. Is it a great set? Yes, it does not change that it is not a big risk. People that were buying Bitcoin at $117,000, big risk, right? It pulled back to like 60s, 70s. I don't even know where it's at now, but it pulled back an insane amount, right? So there was a risk. There's an inherent risk to every investment out there, right? But just understand you should have a respectful fear, like a natural fear, to put yourself in a position where when you have this fear, right? This natural fear, it really makes you make smarter decisions, right? Because you're not going to buy cards at inflated prices. You're not trying to do that, right? Like I felt good because I felt like I knew buying this card at $50. I didn't feel that there was a great risk, for example, right? I didn't feel that there was, and it turned out to be a great play. Um, I didn't feel a risk at buying 10 prismatic ETBs at $100, which is what I got. Um, Sometime in like March last year. But there is a greater risk buying them at 200 because they're going to be a reprint. But now, like, will we have a pullback? Will we have a correction? It's likely, but it's just as likely for this to continue. Now, I would say that the further along the bull market continues, I believe that there is a higher chance of the market pulling back. But we really don't know what the market's going to do. The market's something that you really can't foretell. You can't tell that it's going to crash next year. You can't tell that it's not going to crash. You can't tell any of that stuff. Now, those content creators that say this stuff is going to crash in 5 years, my question to them, or maybe you could ask this question is, do you think Pokemon is still going to be around in 5 years? Do you think it's still going to be popular in 5 years? You don't, you know, and one more thing just for you, if you want to maneuver the market in a different way, you don't have to hold for 5 years. You understand? I can already tell, and it's not a bad thing. We're all different. That your risk tolerance may be lower than some, right? Maybe lower than mine. Um, Whatever I have is a risk that I am willing to take. I want to take this risk. I want to see if I can use it to get ahead a little in life, right? Whether it be 10,000, $20,000 on 30, whatever it is, right? That's the risk I'm willing to take. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm actually okay with it, right? This is how I feel about it. Now, if you do not feel that way, what you could actually do is flip. Like, so what? Like, what? People are going to judge you because you flipped? Flip it. You got Destin Rivals booster boxes at 200, flip it for 6. Hold it for a year and a half, flip it. There's not, listen, man, there's nothing wrong with realizing gains and just making money. You do what you want, but at the same time, you could do things so many different ways. If you don't feel comfortable with holding for 5 years, you don't have to. Don't feel obligated, right? This is not supposed to be stressful. This is supposed to be enjoyable. If you can hold product for a year and then flip it and you're happy, that's what matters most. Enjoy the hobby how you want to enjoy it. You want to hold for 5 years and you're okay if it doesn't work out and you can just rip everything, which honestly, I will not be mad. Like there's so much stuff behind me and in my closet that I want to rip. I'm not going to lie. But like I said before, like it all depends on how you feel. You have to be comfortable. You have to not be stressed out. This is why I don't talk about looking at a collector app, for example, every single day. Like that's stressful to some people. Just seeing things pull back and worried about like their stock going down, like that's not me. And I'm not that person who's just going to just stress over something like that. Like I am having fun. I like looking at my displayed items. I like knowing that I have these things here. I like them. I will have no problem if they go down to zero, which they will. Nothing's going to zero. Uh, like literally, people, they probably said this during 2020, right? I'm pretty sure these people that talk and preach about like a bear market. I've seen this so often. You see a video and they're like, these guys don't know the bear market. They don't know how hard this can crash. Okay, so my next question could possibly be, what happened after the bear market? What happened after the bear market? Did we not enter a bull market? I mean, I think at that point I just rest my case because we don't know what's going to happen. So for somebody to tell you that it's going to crash, like they're not even telling you. Like, yes, it is more likely than not that at some point Pokemon will have a large correction like it had after the 2020 or 2022, whatever it was, or 2017 before that, where it had its own correction again because that was the first boom, right? We went from the 2016, the Pokemon Go thing, uh, everything went crazy. It dropped, right? It boomed up, bull market, crashed again, right? Crashed, bear market, whatever you want to call it. Then it boomed up again, another bull market in 2020. And then we hit another bear market, right? And now we're in another bull market. Yes, it is more likely than not that we will have a bear market. Every single market has a bear market. That's why this phrase, this term exists, right? But eventually it probably will boom again, right? So that's a gamble you're taking. There's an inherent risk to every single one, man. We could have the whole stock market that people believe in the most, that they tell you to invest into, like Bitcoin, that whole thing can crash, just like they're talking about Pokemon crashing. It really can. And to get all of my stuff now, listen, like I said, I hope you really took in what I said. You have to be happy. There's no point for you to be stressed out in this what's supposed to be enjoyable hobby. Like, and one thing that I did see in Catch 'em All Collectibles stream, he had like a guest on there. I saw it on a short actually, um, where his guest was saying that no matter what it is that you choose to do, it doesn't matter. Right now in this market, just do something, right? If you want to try to make your money back, there's so many things you can do. If you want to grade and flip so that whatever money you've put into Pokemon, you could make it back. This market is so strong right now. There's so much you can do. I'm not saying vend. Vend is a big commitment. You got to go somewhere. You got to spend your day there. You got to price things. You're doing a lot of things. Do you want to grade and flip? I think that's a good option. Honestly, this is why I've been talking about it so much. It's minimal when it comes to work. When it comes to in comparison to all the other big things that you can do out there that you got to do physically. Um, make your money back. It'll help you feel comfortable with the money you've spent. You could try that route so that you're not so stressed out, worried about what the other content creators are telling you when it comes to like fear and losing everything. If you did do that, like how would you feel if you actually graded and flipped everything and made all of your money back? Let's say you were at a zero cost basis. Let's say you had not made more money than you spent. Let's say you spent $5,000 in Pokemon and now you made 5,000 back. Like, and you're clear. You haven't made more than 5,000. Let's say you just made, how would you feel? You probably feel pretty good. You know what I mean? The Pokemon Center invitation system sucks. Now, I haven't even experienced it. I haven't even looked at my email since then. Like, but I expect that there will be, like, I have Twitter accounts. Every time something happens, some kind of a drop, I get notifications. So I expect them to send me a notification like they always have, or the Discords to send something. And then what I am going to do is just go to my email right after that and check if I got an invitation, right? There are a ton of Twitter accounts that notify you for free. And if they do notify you, all I would do is just go to my email, click on the link. That's it. Because how could you possibly be looking at your email all day, right? You get all these other emails. We get spam emails. Like, you're going to get all kinds of emails. You're going to be looking at your phone the whole time. Like, that's nuts. But yeah, I would definitely turn on notifications for Twitter on my phone and just look for these free notification accounts. There are many of them, and just have them on. That should help. Fear does not exist. Fear does not exist. Oh my God. You just reminded me of something insane, man. I was a construction worker. My godfather, I just want to go back to this. It's a funny story. My godfather, we're talking about like these extreme conditions. My brother had just gone through his PT training for the army and things like that. He was talking about the conditions, the running. Like, he says somebody, like, I don't know, got bit by a spider because they weren't allowed to. They made him lay down on the ground. The spider bit him on the lip. He wasn't allowed to move, and his lip swelled. Just all kinds of crazy conditions, right? And then I was telling them about the conditions in construction, where in New York, like, it could be below zero. You still got to work, and it's freezing cold. My godfather decided to tell me that I'm not cold. My jacket's cold. Bro, there was like 10 people there. We like stopped and just looked at him for like 10 seconds, and we just burst out laughing. Like, it just reminded me of that. He was trying to tell me that the cold, and like, it's not me cold. Like, what do you mean it's not me? My fingertips are gonna fall off. GameStop dynamic pricing is crazy. On April 23rd, the booster bundle at GameStop First and Heroes was $59.99. Then April 24th, they raised this, because they're raising with market. Oh man, they're just so scum. This is Drunk Ninja. He's from Canada, and I believe it's him, because like there's so many people that hop in here, but I believe it's him. Good guy, good LGS in Canada. I believe this is him. Drunk Ninja says, I own an LGS. Pokemon can't be my side hustle. Also, good evening. Yes, that's different though. That's different. Owning an LGS is very different than being one of these vendors, going out to these shows and things like that. The amount of money you have to invest into an LGS is different. There's so much, you have employees to take care of. You have insurance. You have, because of your employees, you have the whole, the whole shebang to worry about. That's very different than just worried about your oneself vending and grading and selling on eBay and or Fanatics Live, like Catch 'em All Collectibles or whatnot. It's very different. You have a lot more risk on the line, and it's why it can't be a side hustle. But you can also do really well if you're one of those people that do really well. I mean, if that can be your life. There's an LGS by me that's been around for a very, very long time. All near mint, but 20 of them are gradable. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty lucky. I'm not gonna lie. When you go to TCG Player, one of the things that I think this guy's name is PokePaster. He sells on TCG Player. He's a YouTuber as well. And one of the things that he's said is that if you're looking for cards to grade, do not buy off of TCG Player, because the people that are on TCG Player are there to make money, and for that reason, every gradable copy they come across, they're gonna grade. It just makes sense. It does. I'm sending them for consignment from Catch 'em All Collectibles. Okay, that's pretty cool. I was just mentioning him too. That's funny. That's why TRJ dropping his gem about having no risk for everything was pretty eye-opening for me. I mean, that's something that a lot of people preached, right? Pokeyaz, myself, Sam's Shiny Stocks, all preached about buying 2 booster boxes and selling 1, right? Just buying 2 of whatever you want to buy. So, for example, if you have a number of prismatic ETBs that you wanted to have to hold for the long term, let's say the number is 20, buy 40, sell 20 when they double. Now you're at a zero cost basis. That was the idea for everything. You wanted 2 Destined Rivals booster boxes so that you could have a zero cost basis. When they double, sell 1. That's a good plan for a lot of this Pokemon stuff, because whenever they double, that means we're in a hype period, right? When that time comes, we're in a hype period. The market's hot. People are buying. It's a great time to sell. Whenever the market's hot, it's a great time to sell. People are buying right now in like an insane amount, but the ones that are really, really winning are the sellers. So that's a great way to go about it. Having a zero cost basis is a great thing, honestly. If that's what you want to do, you don't have to, but it is a great move. Oh, I know it's not going to zero. Just knowing to hear everyone talk about it. Yeah, but it also does, in a sense, like instill fear in you. It's like there's this hole somewhere that nobody's ever been in, and or a cave, and they keep telling you, watch out. There's something in that cave. They never been in it. It hasn't happened to them. They haven't done anything, but they keep telling you that. And after a while, you start thinking to yourself, what's in that cave? Like, I'm really not going to go around that cave. I don't want to be the one to find out. You know what I mean? So it's tough. There's a lot of noise. If you really, like I said, you set a goal for yourself, like, do you want to be here for long? First off, the most important thing is, are you okay with the risk? Are you okay with it going to zero? Like, just really think about that. If you are, then ignore everything. You want to be on a path to do something for yourself, ignore everything. Just like if you wanted to start a business, there's going to be people out there telling you you're going to fail. I promise you. And even if they don't tell you they're going to fail, they think it. They'll hear you say it, and they're going to tell you, like, in their mind, they're thinking, this guy's not going to make it. I promise you. Not everyone's going to be your supporter. And not everyone's going to have the same conviction that you have. Right? So, to me, that's that. Some people believe that I know, believe that I'm crazy for investing into Pokemon. Like, most people that walk the streets will think you're crazy, right? Until you start spitting out numbers, values of things. They're like, wow, I didn't think that would do that. Right? But at the same time, like I said, if you could get your cost basis down to zero, and you could do things like I said, maybe start grading cards, flipping them, like you also another thing, you don't have to buy everything, right? Let's say Ascended Heroes is hot right now. If you missed out on Ascended Heroes, right, and you decided to stop, right, because you're gonna have to allocate money to even grading, right? You're gonna have to buy the cards, grade the cards to then profit, right? Let's say you stopped buying right now and you decided, I'm just going to do this to get my cost basis to zero. Getting your cost basis to zero is more valuable than picking up more Ascended Heroes. You basically are no longer in debt, right? And now you can start making moves again. And there will always be that next shiny best set. It's always they're just gonna keep getting better. Things get better all the time. Cars get better, computers get better, phones get better, Pokemon cards get better, you know? So don't stress too much, man. Just there's so many ways to go about things, so many ways to not be stressed out, you know? Shut out the noise. Most people make content for clicks. They do. They do. And some people are just upset. That's another thing too, which is understandable. A lot of people are upset about people and the hobby. What happened to that guy? What happened to Kenny Boulder? Did he ever come back? I'm sorry. It just hit me because he was one of the guys that was like most pissed all the time. It was like no one investing could be his friend. Like you are his enemy forever. Kenny Boulder. Just looking him up real quick. I do not remember. I know he was gone for a good while, and I think no one knew like what happened to him. And I think no one knows. I don't know him. Look, last video was 2 months ago. Uh, yeah, last video was 2 months ago, and he has 9,300 subscribers. And he was making videos all the time, like every day, all the time. And now he's just gone. I wonder if he's okay. I hope he's okay. I mean, I don't know him from a hole in the wall. I don't wish anything bad on anyone. But just made me think about that. It's a lot of people unhappy out there. There's no way Desmarados booster boxes don't go to 2K in the future. Uh, I would assume so at some point. You know, there are a decent amount out there. We are getting more reprints, so it'll pull it back a little bit. But yeah, at some point, you know, when was the last time we had a Team Rocket set? It's definitely going to do some numbers for sure. I guess that's the bigger thing that everyone talks about. Stuff going down. If we get a reprint, which is okay, that's short term. Are we not talking about actually holding stuff? Well, not every, but we are talking. I am talking about holding stuff, right? But most people, a lot of people won't. A lot of people will see something double and sell it off right away. You know, which there's nothing wrong with that. There was somebody here on my last live, who sold 2 Ascended Heroes Pokemon Center ETBs for 900. So he paid 120. He sold it for $900 for the pair, and he made himself $780. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, for me at least, you know, how am I going to be mad or judge you for making money? So what essentially happened even in that moment was that he chose to realize gains in a shorter amount of time than we did. You know, that's all that's happening. Same thing, just shorter time span. My longest stuff I've held was about over 6 years ago now. See, now you have the rare person like Kevin Clear who has been holding for 6 years. I haven't been holding for 6 years. I got like a year and a half when I finally just started to start holding. I love Pokemon. I usually rip everything, and then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna rip some. I'm gonna enjoy the hobby the way that I want to enjoy it. There are people out there that don't even want to enjoy the hobby. It's just strictly business, and that's fine. But for me, I'm gonna rip. I want to rip, grade, vend, trade, hold. You know, I'm just gonna enjoy the hobby the way I want. But I am also one thing that I will say is that I'm gonna do my homework. You know, and if I also want to help people. So if I can help people with something, an opinion, help you make a decision, and we could talk about it together. Hopefully, I can help you make the right decision. That's also another big thing about this YouTube thing. That's just something I want to do. It's just me. Yeah, Kevin, you must be killing it. Yeah, holding 6 years is insane. Collector, 35,595 up to 20,000 in the last 180 days. Yeah. That's what's up, Kev. Keep it up. That's what I'm saying. People who invest should be excited for the next crash. Embrace it. Don't fear it. Yeah, for me, it crashes and it's fine. This is what I'm saying. I'm not gonna. I'm saying that I would. Okay, let me make sure we say this clearly. If this went to absolute zero, which is unlikely, right? And I mean zero, like the stuff is worth nothing. I'd then rip. But if we go into a bear market, all I'm doing is continuing to hold and buy everything else that gets cheap. Good products that become cheap is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to buy those when the next market crash comes or bear market comes, and that's just it, right? What you ripping tonight? It's about time you pulled a banger. I wasn't planning on ripping anything. I do have. I mean, I have stuff I can rip. I have stuff to rip. I mean, stuff that I wasn't choosing to rip. I don't know. I do still, like I said, I have a whole bunch of loose packs which I'm not supposed to be ripping. I would like to have packs to have at a show, to sell at a show and stuff like that. And I might use some of these packs for the giveaways. Um, like I have a good amount of Crown Zenith. Like I said before, I have more Brilliant still, several Tempest, Scarlet Violet Base, Paldea Evolved, Stellar, um, Surging, Temporal Forces. Um, I have a bunch of those packs, in particular, those that I mentioned. But I don't know. I didn't really plan on ripping anything in particular. Um, I'm just trying to see what's like within arm's reach right now. My family thinks I'm crazy, but I'm making more than exactly. Work smarter, not harder. Just keep your stuff safe. That's the only thing. Yo, Kenny Polar as well. He out here in Colorado. Oh my god. So is he okay though? That's all I'm curious about. Is he okay? Like I hope he is. He Guy's gonna be upset. There's a lot of people that are upset that everything is so much more expensive than it was, and they can't buy anything. And I get it. This channel, this channel started off with me ripping. Believe it or not, I was ripping on this channel, and everything became too expensive for me to justify just ripping. Right. So now I rip on the side, and I talk about the market, and I actually hold, and I buy, and I hold. Like, oh, once again, I made this video at some point in this week. I'm going to make another buy of the week video, right? And I did talk about, did I mention it in my last stream? I don't know if I mentioned it or not. I mentioned the Ascended Heroes Lucario boxes, the collection boxes. Are they here? I hate that this thing doesn't like put everything here. Like, look at this. It has the case, but not the single boxes. Or am I crazy? I keep skipping them. So now the Gardevoir box has climbed up from 117 to 123. And the Lucario one has pulled back from 131 to 127. So they're kind of like balancing out between the two. We already saw what the value of the Lucario illustration card, this card right here, this promo is doing really well in the 400 and 500 in the PSA 10. I bought this case. I did buy a case for $760. I think I was at like 800 after taxes. So I did make that video about the best buys of the week. I was speculating on these single boxes, and then I was like, you know what? With all these sealed premiums, I'm just going to buy the case. So I bought this case. I think it's going to do well long term. Honestly, especially it's sealed. You know, all these sealed premiums are insane. I don't typically agree with them, but if they can work in my favor, then I will take advantage. Honestly, taking over 2 years of Pokemon take off of Pokemon at the start, SV was the best thing I ever did. I started a mini bike business and didn't start buying again until the market dipped in October last year. That's pretty cool. I mean, listen, you're making the right choices. It's good for you, man. I'm going to be honest. I'm selling in 2029. I mean, it's not. Listen, one of the greatest things you can have is a plan. Now, all plans don't always work out how you want them to, but one of the greatest things to have is a plan because it at least sets a pace for you, right? It sets a pace, it sets a goal. It doesn't leave you stranded thinking about what am I going to do next. Which is why I was talking about, to Snack Bread about the fear and just creating a plan where you can now remove that fear, put yourself at a zero cost basis using other products in Pokemon. That's like a great thing. I'll put the long term plan into perspective. I have started to accumulate perfect order. Okay, I mean, listen, it's not a great set in my opinion, but it all performs. That's the weirdest thing, right? It's like Strata Fable sucks, and the majority of the hobby's eyes, but it's still performing, which is pretty crazy. That was me, the Ascended Heroes PC ETBs. I can't remember. Oh, you sold them. There you go. You sold them for 900 exactly. That's what I'm saying. The time frame, you did the same thing as what I'm trying to do, right? The only difference here is the time frame. Literally, it can be smarter, shorter, or longer. It's really the same. I still paid attention to the market and watched the content. I just didn't buy anything. I observed the market. I mean, you're educating yourself, you know, and that's always great. And I forgot about about Boulder. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I just heard somebody ask what happened to him, and ever since then, I've never seen another video pop up. So I'm just concerned. Yeah, Kevin saying, watch 2019 to 2023. My sister's friend gave me a Pokemon shirt, and I got back into Pokemon cards. All it took for me, Pokemon Go didn't trigger it for me. I wish it did, because all it did was trigger Pokemon Go mania for me. But what triggered it for me was my brother showed me a 151 Blastoise, and once I saw that card, it was over. I went straight to a store and bought some 151, and believe it or not, I think I bought like 2 packs just to try it out. Pulled the Blastoise, which is pretty wild. He showed me the Blastoise. The very next thing, I think it was like maybe the next day, I went to a store, bought like 2 packs, pulled the Blastoise, which was the most like insane thing. And that's it. It was downhill from there. Do you think Instant Heroes is going to go down in price short term? I think if we get reprints, it will. That's really what matters. That's really what does it for any set. It doesn't matter what it is. Any set out there, reprints is what does it. I am hoping, you know, we did get a reprint, I think, in May for Prismatic. Let's see what May does. Let's give it the month of May before we make up our minds and start making moves on Ascended Heroes that's already climbing, which is crazy. So we'll see. I hope that this next month we do get waves of the ETBs. Kenny's state represent. What are you talking about? That's not real. I don't know. That can't be real. State representative. I haven't heard anything about the dude lately. I've been seeing creators take hiatus. I know how. Yeah. Well, sometimes it becomes too much, and I can understand it. Um, I don't know. I have fun with it. I like, especially lives like this. Like I say it all the time. Like I don't really have people at home that I can have fun with to talk about Pokemon. Like, who else is going to be entertained with this? My fiance loves Pokemon and all. She likes ripping, but she doesn't. I don't. She doesn't want to have a conversation. For how long has this stream been going? 2 hours about Pokemon. You know what I mean? So this is always a great way to just like hang out with the boys. Adro, what is going on, brother? What's going on, man? Nice to see you made it. 2027 might be better. Could be. I have my reasons. Like I said, a goal is a great thing to have. DJ's Poke Center, what's going on, bro? What's up? Nice to see you drop by. I was super close to getting in 2016. I bought cards. I just wanted the pins for my rave hat. Oh my gosh. That's funny. If I had pulled Skyla, I would have been all in. Just sent off 6 Mega Lucario EXs from the posters for Gradient. Thanks for your financial advice. For my opinion, yes. My opinion, yes. Yo, I can't believe like that day, and you were there, that it just happened to be that we're looking at the card. I didn't realize that the card started selling, and we had just gotten the first few copies that sold 2 days before that live, and they're doing so well, man. I hope you do well. I hope you get 10s, bro. Even if you get half of those 10s, it just pays off the other 3 anyways. So I just hope you do it at least half. Just a positive outcome there. 22 DJ. No, it's true. For real? He's a state representative? That's pretty crazy. I'm like incredibly surprised. Instead, I pulled a Mega Houndoom. That's funny. Pretty cool though. Really? Nah, I'm gonna look him up right now. This is, I mean, listen, if that's the case, then that means he's okay, and maybe he took a break. Maybe it got out that he was doing YouTube, and people said something to him. Who knows? I hope not. I hope that's not the case. Let's see. General Assembly. Oh, it's real. It's real. Oh, it's real. That's I guess that's kind of cool too at the same time. That's real. That's him. All right, that's cool. So I would assume he's okay. Cool. That's nice to know. Nice to know. Pretty funny though. Ain't no way that man's in the government. Yeah, I didn't know that. Kenny is a plant. I'm crying. The hobby is crazy. I did not expect that at all whatsoever. Oh my gosh. I mean, listen, I was actually concerned because all that anger he had in the videos, I just hoped that it didn't go sideways. Um, but that's just too funny, man. Oh my goodness, that's way too funny. Way too funny. But yeah, glad to know he's all right. I'm glad to know he's all right. Um, Redbeard was clowning him for that. Listen, Redbeard is a clown himself. You know, throw some paint on Redbeard, and he is a clown. And I usually don't talk about content creators, but he is a clown. You know, I know, for example, Kira wouldn't like me because I am an investor, or she wouldn't like what I do at least, right? But he says some weird stuff to even her, like the way you talk to people, to a woman. Like, I'm very big on that. I'm big on respect. I try to be humble. I'm incredibly loyal. Um, I don't like that's like clown stuff, like that's why I don't go to these lines because I'm not with somebody disrespecting me. I'm not going to allow you to just push me to the side. It's not going to happen. And I don't talk to women in that sort of way either. It's just not how I was raised. It's just he is a straight up clown, man. You could do all your botting stuff and be successful with your botting, but it's clear that he's not that successful, or else he wouldn't be trying to gain a following on YouTube. You know, he would not be trying to gain a following on YouTube if he was doing so well, botting Walmart, trying to gain people to join his Discord to pay him so he could show them how to bot. And he makes it seem like, come on, like I don't know what's going on with that guy. That's just weird, weird, weird way of handling things. Kenny's first mission is to imprison scalpers. That would be pretty crazy. Talk about abusing your power. That would be insane. Definitely Redbeard's clown. I'm a Virgo, FYI. Oh my god. Why is that important? Why is that important? Kira and Opossum are clowns too. I wouldn't agree with. I don't watch Kira's content. I don't know anything about her. I just know he says something about her. Like, I literally don't watch anything about her at all. Uh, but Opossum, I can respect that he stands up for what he believes in. I can respect that out of any man in general. A man who stands up for himself and stands up for what he believes in, to be honest, especially these days, is kind of rare. A lot of people fold, a lot of people, like brownie points, they're ass kissers and things like that. And it seems like one Opossum are one of those people that have actually told people to their face like what he thinks about them, instead of like trying to act like they like them when behind closed doors they don't. So I respect that. So I don't think Opossum's a clown. Honestly, I don't. Opossum should live in Japan. I mean, he'd probably like it. It's probably nice out there, to be honest. I want to go to Japan. I want to visit. I'm not gonna lie. And I know my fiance wants to go to as well. Jay, it's Poke Patience. I shouted you out in my latest video, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I will have to check that out. Why'd you change your name though? You didn't like Poke Patience? Top Deck Disney. Are you going Locana on us? You're not going Locana on us. My fiance wants to dabble with Lorcana. Did you change your name? Or are you just on a different account? Oh, you did change your name. You did. What made you change your name? Oh, he did. He went Lorcana on us. This is Lorcana is and will be goaded. You know what you should have done? Maybe you could change. You're so early into it that you could change your name and it won't matter, right? Um, what you should do is pick a neutral name. Pick a neutral name that would allow you to talk about Lorcana, Pokemon, or any other card game that you'd want to talk about. Because I know you like Pokemon as well. You know, I already watched those earlier videos. So maybe try getting a neutral one, unless you just only want to do Lorcana. If that's the case, that's cool too. When I drink, I say crazy stuff. When I'm sober, I'm quiet. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's a typical thing most people feel when they drink. Lorcana, no, yeah, Lorcana. Once I saw the name, it clicked. Mainly because I can afford it and find it locally. Yeah, they're definitely going to be easier to find. Team Market Joey got them. I see what you mean, man. I'll cook something up. Yeah, if you do want to continue to talk about different TCGs, then I would say try to find yourself a neutral name that has to do with cards and things like that. So you could just bounce. You could talk about whatever you want, you know, because you might want to talk about both, or you might run into a different card game from Magic the Gathering. Maybe you like, you know, Final Fantasy from Magic the Gathering. You want to talk about that. It'll allow you to do various things instead of just having to stick to Pokemon. Because, for example, my name, like I think with mine, you would assume Pokemon. If you know Pokemon, you know it's Ash Ketchum, of course. So good call. Yeah, I'm glad I could help. Hopefully, you could cook something up pretty cool. Um, Dragon Ball's cool. Dragon Ball's pretty cool too. Just use a neutral name, then add TCG at the end. You could do that as well. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It could be, I don't know, Cardboard Maniac, for example. Does that exist? Does that exist? Cardboard Maniac, Cardboard Crazy. Um, that just came. I don't know. I just came off the top of my head. You could choose whatever you want, but just an example. Yeah, sure. That's smart. You're always thinking ahead. I'm trying. I just try to help. If I can give you my opinion on something and try to help, great. You know, Bob Dude 420. Oh my god. Um, so you think of me. That's pretty crazy. If you've seen him, I don't think you think that. He does dip during the videos, though. He does dip. He packs a fat lip. I'll tell you that right now. That's something you cannot hide. I thought he was going to take a sip of water, and he was spitting into a bottle. That was so funny. I swear to you, this is me. This is me. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm like, what? Did he just spit into a bottle during the video? He's got a lip. He packed a lip, and I'm noticing now the lips there. It's too funny. I assumed it was to calm your nerves. I did. I assumed that it was to calm your nerves. Guys, I'm sorry, but I am reaching my wrap up time. I do got to go to bed. It is 11:43. I try to fall asleep by 12. I got to be up at 5:30. Uh, should I rip all my Ascended heroes? Oh my god. Do you really want to do that? Ascended doesn't have great pull rates. So this is my idea in my mind. My thought is, or my thought was, because I got my 4 booster bundles from Pokemon Center, was that if I pull something, even a mega attack rare like the Gengar one, it would cover the cost of 4 booster bundles and more. As a matter of fact, I'm just thinking about the Dragonite one because I was thinking about the Gengar one specifically. I want to see what that would give me in a 10. And that's also $415 at a 10, the mega attack rare. So basically, you see it here, 415 and the 10. Almost anything from this point, on up. What about the Spiritomb? Let's see the Spiritomb. 285 and a 10 would not cover 4 booster bundles. 250 would not cover. At least second market prices, we're talking. And I think this is 300. 300. That would almost cover. So almost anything from here on up. What about this? 212? No. A little higher. Canary, 258. No. So it looks like everything from this Dragonite up possibly could cover the cost. 263. No. So certain ones can cover the cost of your booster bundles, secondary price. You would have to search 315. That's decent. Secondary price is three. It would be 320 to cover 4 booster bundles. It would cover your costs. But if you pull anything higher, what is the Mega Diancie out of 10? 257. Mega Embor, I think it's decent, 324. That covers the cost of 4 booster bundles on the secondary market. The Mega Halucha, which I pulled, opening my booster bundles, covers you well beyond that at 440 in a PSA 10. The Meganium 373 covers. The MAR Gengar definitely covers at 630. Anything higher than that clearly covers. The Psyduck is at 750 in a 10. The Metagross is at 578. So this is my thought process, right? All of this up here in a PSA 10 will easily cover anything like that you're opening right now. So that's why I opened mine. But once again, the pull rates are not easy, guys. It's 1 out of 90. It's something close to that for an SIR. 1 out of 90 packs. And where are we? I was losing myself in the chat. 1 out of 90 packs. It's not easy pull rates, but if you pull something and you hit big, it's going to cover a lot. And the thing is that there are so many singles in this set that can cover a lot, you know? So that's a very big deal. It could do a lot for you. But really ripping it, are you not holding? Like, what do you want to do? Like, for me, it was like one of the things that I thought to myself is also, are 4 booster bundles going to make or break my investment? Neither, right? So I ripped them. That was the way I saw it, you know? But that's that. Attended the Chicago CAC this weekend. Collecticon, I'm assuming. Had a blast. Sold about 4K of singles. Sealed. Was debating. Breaking down my collection. Costco boxes, 151 prismatic, black ball white flare. What do you think? That's nuts. I mean, listen, you're making money. You made 4K in a weekend, bro. If you, as somebody who vends, because I don't vend, I want to, but I don't, and I don't have a store, right? If you see the profit down the line, like if you can already foresee that you are going to be profitable. You know, if that's where the direction you want to head, then why not? You know, it's not going to hurt you. You're trying to make money. You don't have to. Like I said before, you don't have to hold this stuff. No, nobody's forcing you at all. Enjoy the hobby, profit off of it in whatever way you want, man. It sounds like you already know you're going to profit. That's what it sounds like to me. Adro, good night, my dude. Yeah, I'm going to be getting off really, really soon. Don't rip it. That is crazy. That's what I'm saying. Some people, you know, that's the thought right there. Top deck. What's the best Arcana case that isn't $500? Oh man. No. You should have kept it sealed. I'm very disappointed. Yeah, I ripped mine. I actually recently stopped dipping because I can't afford it. I still do have a 10 though. What do you mean you can't afford it? How expensive is a 10 now? I mean, listen, I only know about dip from my baseball years, like a long time ago. Like we're talking 16 years and beyond, because I'm gonna be 36 on Tuesday. My birthday is on Tuesday, by the way. I'm thinking about doing a birthday stream, but I think my fiance is gonna want to hang out with me. I don't know if there's gonna be room left in the day to do it, but if there is, I will do a birthday stream. It'll be pretty fun, I think. But yeah, I don't. What do they go for now? That's nuts. So you're telling me it's to rip all my inventory? No, I didn't say any of that right there at all. I said the odds are against you. Pull rates are hard. Okay, so that's crazy. Cheapest prismatic ETB cases just shy of 2K now. Yeah, they're going back up. They dropped down to like 18. I think some people were able to work out some deals to like 16 or 17, but we all knew they were going to climb back up. Like I said, like I was saying earlier, it's clear that prismatic is going to start climbing back up. It'll hit 200 like at some point, like really soon probably. Have a good night, Jay. Can't wait to tell you told you so about Perfect Order. Listen, like I said, everything performs, right? We can look at Shroud of Fable. It performs. It performed. It's not as good as all the other sets, but they perform, right? What are like even like regular ETBs from Shroud of Fable they're not MSRP, clearly. A regular ETB is $90. Pokemon Center ETBs are just under 150. Case 600 for the Pokemon Center ones. A case of the regular ones are $863. With a listing of at $970. So Yeah, they'll perform, but as good as others, probably not. DJ, keep pumping Ascended, please. He will. It's gonna get him the clicks, and people love talking about Ascended. There's no reason right now to not talk about Ascended since everybody wants to talk about Ascended. There are other things to talk about for sure, but everybody wants to talk about Ascended. So I expect that to continue to be the norm for a little bit, I guess. Good night, Mario. You too, brother. DJ, I got a B on my thesis on you. Oh my goodness. I need it. That reminded me of somebody on Instagram. If you know, you know. Thanks, Jay. You Roxy. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thanks for all the support from you and everybody else that became a member today. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. DJ says K. Pump it. Good night. I got 2 bundles. That's all you have? Well, I'd rip that. If listen, that's just me. Not you. That's just me. For me, I had 4. I thought to myself, that's not going to make or break my investment. I'm going to acquire more Ascended Heroes down the line, whether it be today, tomorrow, or next week, or a month from now. It don't matter. Eventually, I'm going to accumulate Ascended Heroes, and that'll be that. But I do want to enjoy, so I do want to rip. I would say the best case underpriced that would be anything a print rotation is specifically Ursula's Return, Shimmering Skies. I don't even know how to say that next one, Island, and Reign of Jafar. If you can get modern at retail, that's a win, but good luck. I enjoy the rip. I'm in the hole for sure from the drop today. And the Heroes ripped 4 bundles and got the Gator EX box and got nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's the pull rates are insane. I heard of Reign of Jafar, a good top deck. Out of those 4, which is your favorite? ROJ is fire. I don't know how to say that other one again. Happy early birthday day. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I hope to have just I really want it's just a peaceful day, a relaxed, peaceful day. No problems, but life likes to toss a wrench in there once in a while. So it is what it is. I handle it however it comes. 15 to 20 is where I'm at per 10. Carton of 6 is 180 here. 15 to 20 per 10. 10s don't even last as long. That's crazy. That's wild. A carton of 6. A carton is crazy. God bless, bro. Happy birthday. Thank you, Sylvester. I appreciate it, brother. Do a B-Day stream. I will donate. Oh, Lord. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I will hang out with. I will. I actually already put in for the day off last week. I'm gonna be off. So we definitely have more than enough time to hang out, me and my fiance. So, and she always pushes me to do this stuff. Like for example, today I could have had the opportunity to rush home, make my weekly market analysis video, and then put it out. It probably would have had to come out at like 10 or 10:30. Because it takes long for the longer format videos to export and then to upload them and then all that. It takes like 2.5 to 3 hours, right? So it would have released at like 10:30. And she's always the one pushing me. And today she was like, I told her, I was like, listen, it's either I make a video, which is more profitable for my channel in reality, or do I go live and just continue to build relationships with everyone who's participating with my channel and supporting my channel? Do I just keep getting cooler with everybody there? And she was like, you know what? I like that. Go hang out with those guys and do a live. So it's because of her that I'm doing a live today instead of a video, to be honest. She's always supporting me. She's always pushing me to do it. I will send Pokemon to you. Oh my God. My favorite. I'm gonna have to get that box, that PO box. I'm gonna get one. Like I said, I just don't know what size. The size was like, I think it was like, was it 3x3? It's like a small box. I think they had like a 5x5, a 8x5. They're all long though. They're all like, I think they're like 14 inches long in depth wise, and then it's like 5x8, 5x5. I just didn't know what size. I'm thinking I might just do the 5x8 to be safe. I don't know. Whoever wants to donate something to go towards a giveaway, which is what Grim was recommending. If I don't know what he's gonna send, so if he happens to send an ETB, it won't fit in a 5x5 PO box. That's my concern. So I think I'm gonna have to get the 5x8. And even if it is a 5x8, it's gonna be in a box. I don't even know how that's gonna work. I don't know how that works. If it gets there and it doesn't fit in the box, what do they do with it? I'm not sure. My favorite is RJ Shimmering. Oh, this is more Lorcana. Rip it live on stream, or you want to send me stuff to rip live? Okay, that I could do that. That'll be cool. But some stuff, buy some stuff to rip on your stream, Jay. I'll definitely consider that. But also, like when it comes to my LGSs, a lot of them when I go there, one of my LGSs has usually decent pricing. Um, Usually they're out all the time. And then the other LGS, the next closest one is like 20 minutes away. They're always at market and they don't want to work with me in any kind of way, even though I've spent a ton there. So I don't really know. I do have stuff that I could rip here, I guess. I'll have to see. I'll look at something up. Broke one. I was talking about you, DJ. Broke Pokemon. Yes. Ascended is insane. I have 7 ETBs. Beautiful. Who's Broke Pokemon? He's a YouTuber. He's a smaller one. He has like 500 or something. There's no space between his name if you're searching him up. Not me. I don't know what you went to right there. I don't know what that means either. Doesn't even pop up on YouTube. It's small. It is a smaller channel. Then there's no space in between his name. He called out TRJ and Mitch before. Yeah, there was a video. There was some controversy there. He called out Team Marker Joey, Mitch, and Poke Plumber. Poke Plumber did not like that too much. And then Mitch also made a video defending himself, which to each his own. Everybody does their own thing. They have their opinions, like I said before. Like I said, people even judge you realizing gains too early, right? People will tell you that you're a flipper, you're the worst thing in the world. Ham was here. Ham is here somewhere in the chat. If he's still here, he was the one that was talking about making $900 off of 2 Ascended Heroes DTBs that he spent 120 on. How can I be mad at him making $780? But there are people that will, and it is what it is. Mostly first chapter. His handle is Broke Pokemon. Yeah, first chapter is expensive now. Happy birthday, boss! Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Must be a small channel. Doesn't pop up. It is. He has like 500. I'm a fucking broke Pokemon. He only has 500 subs, which could be why he doesn't show up. Yeah. There's no space, like I said, but he should pop up. DJ, you're new. It's okay. Me, DJ, and Ascended Hero. What? Okay. DJ, that's for you. You can do whatever you want with that comment. Personally, I would wait to sell my boxes and cases. Yes, Lorcana has seen a run up, but these new sets are going to bring. I'm seeing a lot more things pop up about Lorcana, by the way, for real. 350 box, but it seems like reinvesting into Ascended instead. Again, no clue who that is. It's okay. When you mind your own business, someone always. Oh my god. Okay. Whatever. Like I said, everybody has their opinions. And that's something that I've come to understand. It's fine. Not everybody's favorite color is going to be red, and that is a-okay. It's your decision at the end of the day. Do what makes you happy, for sure. I'm a vegetarian. Oh my god. Yeah, buddy. I just bought 3 Ascended Heroes booster bundles, cases, 2 ETBs cases, and 2 prismatic ETB cases, long-term hold through 5 years minimum. Well, there you go. Another 5-year holder. Once again, you don't have to if you don't want to, but that's the goal that a lot of us have, right? Myself as well. I want to hold long-term. It's the risk I want to take. Just mentioning that because some people were, discussing this earlier. Just holding long-term may be a little more or a little too much to handle for some people, which is okay. It's fine. Is that dude who drives a truck? Yes, he does drive in a truck. I don't even know if he said anything negative about you. I don't even know. Somebody said he mentioned you, but like I said, not everybody's gonna be, we're not all gonna like each other. We're not all gonna get along. It just works out that way. That's why I like to be in a neutral place. That's why I don't make these drama videos. I don't want to be involved in none of that stuff, to be honest. I just want to get along. Honestly, I just want to be cool, enjoy Pokemon, talk Pokemon, I have fun with it. And that's it. I have fun with it in every way. I don't think the drama part of it is fun. Getting involved in the drama, it's not fun to me. It's just not. Pokemon is goofy. I think it's cool. He has deep pockets. Some people don't like that he has deep pockets. I've heard a few people say that he's lost the average collector's point of view. But at the same time, I did want to mention this. I saw somebody say something about this, and I can't remember who it was. But the truth is that if you want Pokeplumber to be himself and to give you the real him, then he can't act like the average collector because he's not that. He has a insanely large bank account, clearly. So you can't expect him to act like the average people who are here in the hobby. So I think it's cool. I don't think he's doing anything wrong. Honestly, I see him trying to give back all the time. So I guess you don't like him. I don't know. He's kind of friends with Henry. Henry's cool too. They're all cool. Everybody has their perspective. DJ, have a good night, brother. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Good night, DJ. Good night, Unk at DJ. Oh my God. DJ's my age. We're the same age. If he's Unk, I'm Unk. That's crazy. No, I mean, like we tripped and got back. I don't know. You know what you meant. You know exactly what you meant. My neighbor is a keto Viking. Oh my God. Pokeplumber was crying in 2025. I don't like him. He was crying. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. He had his thing with his spat with Alex from Nostalgianomics. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't really I have my opinions. Do I really want to give them? Not really. Like I said, I don't really want to be involved with the drama and stuff like that, to be honest. I don't. Rip one pack before sleep. I'm gonna grab the first thing I touch. And this is I was hoping to not reach and find this. This is not what I wanted to grab because you guys know how much each one of these are per pack. This is what I grabbed. Okay. I'm not ripping another one. I'm not. These things are like $20. What are these right now? Let's see. What are these right now? This is the one pack I'm ripping. Let's see what they're worth. What are these worth right now? Where are we? Got to be on the last page for the single packs. This is where we are right now at the single packs. $23.25 per pack. I was honest. I grabbed the first thing that came up. All right. Bring back midnight rips, my boy. All right. This is it, and then we're going to sleep. We're going night night. All right. Let's see what we got. I have not once pulled the Mewtwo. I probably never will because I'm not going to be buying these packs like that anymore. They're just too expensive. Let's see. What do we got? I'm just going to toss down the cards. I have nowhere to really put them right now. All right. The reverse. And nothing. Nothing there, guys. I tried. All right. I tried. I pulled an expensive pack as well. So I was honest. I was hoping to pull a Temporal Forces. I was actually, to be honest, I never got a good pull off for Temporal Forces. My fiance loves Temporal Forces. I like Temporal Forces as well. I would have loved to have pulled like that Morty's Conviction with the Gengar. I love that card, even though some people didn't like it before. I always liked it, and it's funny because now it's getting value. I do like the Raging Bolt. I like the Walking Wake in there. I like the Gouging Fire. I like the Iron Crown. Like I like a lot of cards in there. So, but yeah, that is it for the stream, guys. Thank you for being here, guys. Once again, if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. Eventually, there will be giveaways in there. Of course, like I said, I would like to give mostly to the guys that support the channel the most. I would like to give back. I would like to give back to everyone if I could. I'm just not Pokeplumber. Okay, so I can't do a giveaway every video. There's no way that I could afford that. I wish I could. If I could, I would, honestly. But yeah. Guy with a commercial that needed. You didn't miss anything, bro. I didn't pull anything. My niece pulled the Swaz book. I like that card, actually. I like the connecting. Thank you for ripping, my boy. I'm gonna rip a perfect order ETB in your honor for a midnight snack. Well, once again, guys, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one real soon. Hopefully on my birthday, if there's time, which I think there will be. Yeah, Discord in the description. If the link doesn't work, let me know, because that means I have to refresh it. For some reason, it keeps doing that. Yeah, and thank you guys for becoming channel members. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know it doesn't show on here with this thing. It'd be cool if it did, but you guys see it in the chat. Thank you for becoming members. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys are insane. Even though it wasn't a ton for me, it was. I mean, thank you. Hopefully, I see you guys on my birthday video tomorrow. And yeah, thank you guys again. Have a good night. First time being here. Subscribe. Now we boys for life. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. Like, comment, subscribe on every video if you can. If you're on a mobile device, hype. But yeah, guys. Thank you guys. Have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the video. Take care, guys. Peace.